Yo.
To go for the wraparound, wants to try and take this fight to a completely different angle, but Starzo's not just going to sit there. Low on HP, he has to try and find a spot that works for him, and honestly, with where he's currently sitting, this might just be it. This might be the perfect spot to play from. Sugetsu has to try and check this cross, and he's looked away at the wrong second! Every single catch goes to Koi, and this one's in the hands of Starzo.
What an upsetting way to lose it, Tom. You see that read, though, from Starzo. It was so nice being on board with him during that. He's counting it down, knowing roughly where that player is, suspecting, well, if he hasn't peeked by now, he's got to be doing something funky. Repositions, and then even the timing on the swing towards spawn. Look at that. He caught the cape, just barely making its way around the long jacket, giving Cypher away this time. Unlucky. But that has been the story of this map so far. And if you're NAVI, you really wanted that pistol to bounce back. They've not invested. It's not a now or never situation for the attackers. Instead, they take a couple of pistols, 2 sheriffs. Literally a couple this time. While Koi, well, they're set up to win this round. The question is, how costly is it going to be?
There.
Well, knowing Navi, this round will probably be close. And then they'll lose it to a clutch.
It'll be Shados on 61 HP doing it.
The story of the game so far, but with 2 sheriffs, there you go. There's the first. Come on. Go on, let's do it. Let's do it. Get a second kill. Why not? Give the Navi fans some hope. Right, genuinely, it feels like such a bleak outlook at this stage where you're looking at their health, they've got a few low players. Can they finally win one of these rounds?
Well, flanks protected at least. For the Navi players on site, they just need to look forward. Xiao tucked in the corner, Bulldog in hand. Good chance to do a lot of damage if they do swing out, look in the other direction, and that's the idea. Artis is trying to bait on the corner with the classic. Very patient on the side of Koi. Covering their base with Fabinho. There's the swing, and it's Xiao grabbing the double. Shados is even dropped. That's it. The round's won, surely. Hey, there it is. I was sort of half expecting Fabinho to 1v4 it, but in the end, Navi do put the round on the board, a godsend for them to be able to fight back. As we said, they didn't invest in that one. They didn't want to fight for it tooth and nail, but they still came out on top.
That's Angel leading the charge. That is this play from Xiao that made the big difference. An angle not quite cleared and some sheriff shots. For Koi, well, that could have been the final nail in the coffin. The unfortunate thing as well is we've seen Navi have, at least last split, some incredible comebacks. And I hate to say it, but we've also seen Koi have some incredible chokes. So
it's not 11-3, Tom, so I wouldn't worry.
I mean, it should have been 11-3.
Should have been, shouldn't it? Oh no. I see where you're going with that one. I like the outlaw usage from Sugetsu. Big round for it as well. After destroying them in the previous, there's no shields on any of these players.
I like how he gets stunned. Artis just leaves. He just TPs to the other side of the map. He's like,
you got this.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to stay and help.
There's 2 left. You got 2 barrels. Don't worry about it.
You have to no-scope them because you're stunned, but other than that, it's fine. And Andaluthia flawless. Still a 5-round gap. Koi firmly in the driver's seat, and of course, rifles will now be coming up. And in fact, they've gone almost immediately in for the operator. Camo's not, I'll be honest, he's not having the best of games. Currently the bottom fragger in the entire server, which, when you consider the scoreline, is kind of nuts. We'll see if that operator can down me the difference maker.
Considering his position, you know, a long time ago when it came to split, you'd see Jet players back in the beta days after the beta, just shortly after release. You'd see these Jets come in and they'd get like 20 kills in one half and none in the next, or like 3. And you're just first guy in. You're taking the brunt of the damage time and time again, but now Camo has the opportunity on the defense to showed that that was a role-based issue. And now he's ready to go. Decoy sent out, gate crashed to site. Perhaps the plant on the back of it. And they've not given the spike over to the Yoru. Instead, players are going to come to meet him while Zipan covers up top. Nice easy kill and the fall back after. Navi have got the advantage. And they will have the plant in just a moment.
Smoke is gone. Aftershock will delay. Angel can't take those 2 hits, so it's going to give a little bit more time for the defenders to get ready for this take. They're actually going to go straight towards Sugetsu. That sniper in position, but he's very low.
The battle pass skin gives you a powerful buff. Look at it. Little dolphin help. No, that's the wrong gun.
It almost worked.
It almost did. Not quite. And now he's down to the spams. Xiao's tucked in the corner. Spraying away. Good to get Corbinho, but the stun, the flash after is a little bit too much to deal with. Angel on low HP, quickly traded out. And Shadow has got himself the double and the round win for Koi. Inching closer to victory, now 11-5.
It's not bad for a bonus round, but when you look at the scoreline, it's not quite enough. That's when Navi kind of need to actually convert the advantages they have. That's the thing. You're looking at an early kill coming out from Zipan. Somewhat no man's land. I think they were a little too reliant on Sugetsu sort of holding onto the backlines. And when that doesn't work, a lot of their positions are very exposed. Koi do well, but again, it does do a lot of damage. And Navi are going to come back up, not only with a buy, but also with Nightfall.
Shados 20-9. It's a sight to behold, this man on his old form. He is taking a bit of contact around middle. I thought for a moment we might have a fight on our hands between Shados and Angel. Utility's going to send him backwards. Stack up on A being questioned. There were 3 players here moments ago, but now we already see the rotation through. Camo was starting to leave. Shadow's gone in his stead, and he might just be on his way back. Pressure, in fact, on Camo to show up now. As the players start to move through this choke point, he's the only one that can stop them. Shadow will be here in just a moment, perhaps to pop a flash to allow that peek. Instead, it's the straight-up aim duel, and that's one that goes Angel's way both times. Oh!
My ult's ready.
Just different rounds to different rounds. It's like they flip a coin whether they win or lose, and half the time it seems dominant. It's so weird. Like, watching this Navi team play, it's like from moment to moment. Like, Angel's currently like the closest player in the server to catching up to Shados, and I'll be honest, he's had a lot of rounds where he's been caught with utility and almost thrown some of the positions. So definitely showing that the IGL can still be up there. It's when they can do this consistently, though. And right now, facing it to Corbinho. Well, he almost wiped out half of Navi. Luckily for them, the finances aren't too damaged anyway. They've got 2 players with quite a bit of cash, so it isn't going to make much of a difference. And when you consider what it does to the economy of Koi, well, it may not make a difference at all.
Still pretty to look at. Just shredding them. But Angel here in these fights, yeah, that's where you are expecting some support of utility before the peak. Instead, it's Bulldogs taking open fights against many players. They must have suspected that they had a gap, that they had timing, but Navi left 2 players behind to deal with those potential heaven retakes. So it's an unfortunate scenario for that squad, but the lead is still locked in. 5 rounds to the good for the side of Koi, and they'll take an eco, allowing their economy to reset. Looking for the victory a little bit further down the line.
Well, the good thing as well for them is that it's not like they've been periodically using ultimates. They are all building up at the same time. A few style points for Artis. I think he was hoping the player would actually get hit by the Nightfall, and thus the sound wouldn't be given away. Didn't happen, but he still won the fight anyway. But that's the thing for Koi. Like, realistically, they'll probably have 2 chances to do it with pretty much all of their ultimates. The only problem they're going to have is that at least some of the more valuable ones are also going to be online for Navi in the next round.
Yeah, that's it. The ult economy is going to come to a head. And from how these rounds are going, these last 2, could be Koi that need to use those first. Defense to fight their way back in. Ooh. Now, for these guys with pistols, damage obviously is always in the question. But it's not likely.
1 enemy remaining.
All you're really looking for is potentially to go down to the spike, but their choice was to try to drop more rifles. Artis picking up a 4K. we'll make sure that doesn't happen. At least they got the player who already had ult online.
Exactly. That's the one thing that's sort of a saving grace, is they actually do need the ultimate orbs, because as you can see, they now have all of their ults online. Like, for Shadow, going down was important. I'm not sure if it was the same for Shados, but it means that they have everything. Now, a round like this, you've got the combination of a Nightfall Rolling Thunder Showstopper on defense.
Come on, let's go.
You should be winning that round, no matter what your opponent does.
Well, let's see if that's the case. I mean, NAVI do have some reactions. Well, they're obviously not going to have Dimensional Drift because it's activated here by Artis. I'm thinking sort of going into the Viper's Pit and stuff like that. This helps a lot. The shoot me tag. He didn't see the player backside. He did not see Camo. That is a huge problem. If they actually believe the site to be clear, look, his back is turned. Oh, but the showstopper, that should give it away. And in fact, the gate crash was used just in time, dodging the showstopper. It's a happy accident, I suppose.
Last player standing.
That might be the luckiest thing I've ever seen in this game. He used the showstopper, which gave him away, because obviously he probably thought that he's been seen. So he goes, okay, well now I'm gonna get pushed, so I'll use the showstopper. The showstopper then actually reveals him, and at the last second, Artis TPs as he shoots at him, and Zipan kills him. Navi things, man. Navi things.
I guess there's also a chance he didn't see the blue border around his screen, because it depends on the path that Artis took, but he didn't see him, right? So maybe even then he doesn't. He knows he's hidden or doesn't realize he's hidden.
Yeah, I think it's literally that. I think Camo assumed because the ult was used that he was seen at some point. Yeah. I think it would have been more foolish to assume you weren't seen.
Well, again, unless the blue border doesn't come up, because it tells you when you're seen, right?
True. But I mean, like, in that moment when you've heard everything, you're focusing on what everyone else is doing.
I can even see your barrel, stuff like that. You never know. Shados trying to hold on tight, but there's too many players throwing his way. 11 rounds still for Koi. Navi just 3 behind. It is starting to get a little uncomfortable on that defensive side, and again, they're left in a position where economy doesn't go for them. That is, again, just ridiculous. It's used like pixel perfect. And the fact that he fires it one way and then Zipan just comes swinging around the other side with the blast packs, that's such a frustrating round. Oh my goodness.
I think you could probably name like 15 ways that round could have gone wrong.
I also don't think Camo's got a kill this half so far.
No, as I said, he's been having a rough game. Like, even in the first half, I think he might have been like 6 and, I want to say 12, but maybe it was 11.
I think he was, 6 and 12, something like that. And
then it's like, so since then, it really hasn't been going any better. Obviously, when Shados is clutching every single round, things start to look a bit better than they were. But now that's stopped happening. On the defense, it's always more difficult. You're much more likely to get swarmed by a group. And so, yeah, things are starting to look a little bit more rough without those heroes. And on the other side of things, you're starting to see the value of this double duelist. What Artis and Zipan can do, taking the space. Sure, that round, I'll say, was just a teensy bit lucky, but they still would have, even if he'd got the kill on Artis, he would have been dead within a second anyway.
I feel like Camo's going to be pulling out a few woosahs after that one, because you're already having a half where you feel like you can't do anything right. Then you're buying up and up, not hitting the shots, rifles, getting overwhelmed. Then eventually, showstopper. I've got a guy right there, trapped in a corner, easy kill. He's gone. He's disappeared. So this guy's fighting ghosts. It's tough. For Koi, this round will be tough. Sheriffs alongside a Stinger, stacked up on mid, but that has not helped them.
Yeah. Angel's now 21 and 14. I think if you'd said at the beginning of this game, or the first half maybe, that he'd be 1 kill away from Shados, I'd have called you mad. The IGL's been stepping up. And as said, like you put this game into context for Koi, they lose, they are out. It's not, there's no more like, oh, there's like not to point to, they're out. It's done. It's over. For Navi, they win, and they win their last game. They're in playoffs after what has been a pretty horrible split too. 2 very different stories here. Starzo is at least gonna take down 1. Angel wants this. We're going on the hunt, maybe again, a little bit of an overextension.
A little bit. 4 versus 3 up against an eco, pushing into Vent versus a Sheriff alone with no support, with no util leading the way. That might be
it was a stinger. Yeah, it's even worse.
Yeah, you got the stinger in there. You know it's there. I mean, they heard him go up top rope, but I think we all know you can get to the bottom of that road pretty quickly and not make noise. Everyone except Hazza knows that.
Again, though. Wow. Unnecessary, but also 100% agree.
Obscuring fish concealment.
Nobody on this side of the map. Starzo is going to be able to retrieve a
10
rifle.
seconds left.
Stinger will be on Shados. No offense, lads, I would swap those.
Why?
Sorry, Starzo, but he has had himself a clutch. He got 2 kills in this round, but he also did that with a Stinger. So I almost feel like give him that. Cosmic Divide is going to go down.
I don't know, with a Viper's Pit online for your enemy. They've got weaker weapons, now they can get up close. I don't know if I like this. We'll see what the reaction is from Koi. Whether they even use the pit, it doesn't look like it. Shados is going around the side. He's just gone straight through. He hit the headshot, but the Stinger, unfortunately, not as lethal as the Vandal for those kind of fights. Not again! Oh, the blast pack got him! The blast! What?
No, they're cheating. No. They can't win rounds like that. They can't. I'm done. Like they should have hit 12 like 6 times. How have Navi won that round?
Martyrdom blast pack from the grave. That, of all the ways to win that round, I did not see that one coming.
I'm not gonna lie. After he hit those shots, I was on the floor. And I didn't realize he died to a blast pack.
Look
and
at
then
this.
I've looked at the screen.
Oh my god. Oh, that's the one!
Player standing.
No! He ran into it! He ran into it, Tom! Oh, he's gonna kick himself. Is that where it's not quite a 1G. It's not, but it's beeping. You know, you can hear it go beep, 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 beep. It's saying don't come near me if you're low. That's rough. Okay, Coyer back on the horse. Artis is trying to take them straight back off of it. The lasso to take down the double in mid, and we're back to a 3 versus 3. Viper's Pit still online for Shados, and a good chance. The fact that there wasn't a pause after that round for absolutely anybody to take a breath is a shocker, let me tell you.
Does Steel want to come up here and break that one down? I know he's in the building, and I need a
Get him
break.
on the desk, actually, for a telestrator of that one. Let's have it run 3 times back-to-back so he can show you different perspectives. It'll be fantastic.
Oh, it's another opportunity. A 3v3 scenario. The difference now down to 2. Trying to get my brain back in the game. I'm sure everybody else is as well.
Into a blast pack. That's tragic.
And already, Dimensional Drift will give them the space. That's the main thing. The main worry is the flank, especially considering Grabinho does have both his shadow steps available.
Find you.
Opportunity to
Spike planted.
get past that utility. He's trying to clear it. And actually, all players are far enough away. The problem is, they're going to know this spot could already be clear. And he's actually just going to break it. Not even going to risk it. Eventually spotted out by the cam. But this post plant is intriguing. There's so many angles when you're trying to retake a site. They're going to clear. The close left on the way back into the site. You're expecting somebody to be in the corner, maybe on the site itself. But no, all the players are back towards that screen area. It's peculiar, other than Xiao. And while they're spending all of this time, the flashes, you got the pull as well. Everything is just delaying that clock a little bit further. Na'Vi don't even need to take the fights. They have already won themselves this round. In theory, eventually they'll be there to kill him. I was a little bit worried that Grabinho was just going to defuse. And yeah, I would have needed a defibrillator.
I was just looking around for blast packs there, making sure 11 to 10. 1 round gap in between the two. And this has been a no, I don't know who thought we needed to see that one again. But you were right, I kind of did enjoy it a little bit. That's very funny. I do feel very bad for Grabinho. He hits, you know, if he just dies in that fight, if he just dies, it's okay. But the fact that he wins the fight and then runs into a blast pack, he's never living that down. That's unlucky, man. That's your thing now. Gonna cry every time he sees a raise on the other team, and this might be another round to give him reason. Showstopper online for Zipan. Rifles invested on the side of Koi. Again, they're gonna try to put a stop to this win streak of Navi. It has been ridiculous, the rounds that they've won in a row, the way they've won some of them. But none of that matters. All that matters is the numbers on the board, and for Koi, those numbers are getting too close for comfort.
Minute 10. I'm not gonna lie, I still quite haven't recovered yet. It's not leaving my brain. That's got to be such a brutal thing to try and come back from. Spike down outside of B, some aggression on both sides of the map, in fact. A lot of control being taken by Koi. Sure, they've had to give up mid in the process, but deep A and deep B, it means there's going to be contact. There has to be at some point. And it seems like they're somewhat spreading the net. Well, information of B main is already going to be had. And actually, that might just pull players that little bit further back. And with the spike going through vent, Mitch, there is actually an opportunity. They managed to bypass Camo completely. It's the other players that will have that problem.
30 seconds left.
Oh, well, Camo's in a lot of trouble now on the blast back. He somehow survived and taken Artist down. Well, the Raze utility, really the MVP of this game on either side. The Boombot even doing some damage. Then Shadow's grabbing one. What's going on? Someone shoot someone. It's a shooter game. There we go. Sagetsu's grabbed it, but 10 seconds left. Spike needs to go to site, needs to bypass both of these players. Camo, the first one. Starzo trading out, and now 5 seconds left. No time for Sagetsu, and certainly not the manpower. The round finally falls into the hands of Koi now on map point, 12 to 10. 2 chances to close this out.
Yeah, that was a big round from Shadow. That was a really big round from Shadow. Like, not only was he able to delay the players looking to come out of the vent, but he drops, I think he drops one player using the Aftershock, hits them with a Rolling Thunder with 20 seconds left, and then they're just having to run all the way in onto the site. That's just solid utility usage from a man that we always give that credit to. Somewhat underrated, I would say, in that regard. And while Navi, after a 5-round win streak, and some sheer pandemonium, they're going to try and take themselves a pause. I'll be honest with you, Mitch. If this goes OT, Navi win. Like, I think that Koi have to close this here and now, so them having a pause as well is going to be important. As you can see, the coaches are very vocal in this moment.
A lot being said, perhaps not by them.
Now cut to Angel.
I'm going to look down on the stage. He is spitting bars, so unsurprising. But there is a lot to be said, and look, if you're talking about experience, there is experience on that coaching staff, but there's a lot more in the head of Angel. That man has seen some things, let me tell you. And
that's where he's locked up, Eric, just in his head. he's the angel on his shoulder.
Ah, there we go. Who's the devil?
Angel.
I see. Mini Angel.
He talks to himself going, we should play Yoru everywhere. Like, make artists do it. Make him do it. Make him.
Well, 2 chances for Koi to close it out. It has been a heartbreaking scenario for them in a number of these rounds. But early on, they want to get aggressive. Stun is being lined up, or was being lined up.
They got the showstopper.
After already hearing the Boombot, they're going to confirm it with the Prowler. Now the stun, now the showstopper. Time to take space, time to claim it all, but not seeing anybody. Nice prediction. Xiao's stuck in the corner, and now he's down and out.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be another case of Artist TPing away, but that's huge. Smoke's gone already from this round, and in a lot of cases, we were seeing these openers going their way. Instead, oh, Zipan's actually stuck. Stuck in the mud completely. Camo's got aggressive as well. It looks like they finally found their footing. Shadow in the right place at the right time. And just Zipan remaining versus 5. He's found 2. And doesn't take too much cost for him, but surely this time he's dead. It took some real fight for Koi to finally close out the map that they've deserved to win for quite a while. But eventually, Mitch, they got it over the line.
Yeah, Camo showing up at just the last moment. Really rough map for him, but a good conclusion sets us up for hopefully a closer icebox. I'm not sure what to expect there, but let's not wait around. Let's get this show on the road. We're off to a break. We'll be back soon.
Let's go!
Nice! Let's go, guys.
They're so tilted. They're so tilted.
They have the knowledge, but it's fine, guys. As long as we do it together.
Nice, Bogdan! No!
You're good, I said. You're good. You're good.
They're shaking us.
Shrimperino.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. I, Caballo Grande. I, Dolor de Nieve. But, in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through Attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Let's do something crazy, get a bit wild today, cause we don't do this every day and we deserve it. Life is so amazing, nothing is in our way. Baby, let's fly away. Do you feel it? Is your heart rushing the way my heart's rushing when you take it all in? Baby, this is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us come alive. Oh, what makes us come alive? Let's break some rules. No, we don't always have to be good. Don't always have to do things that we should. We'll feed the fire. Let's see it through and let go of what's holding us back. Just light it up and we'll burn through the past and take it higher. Is your heart rushing the way my heart's rushing when you take it all in? Baby, this is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. You and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize. This is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us. This is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us. This is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us. This is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us. This is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us.
We can't give you everything here at VCT EMEA, but we can give you entertainment and fun. And that is, I feel like, summed up what we saw on Split there. We're just going to get straight into it. Did you ever think that you would watch Zipan win a 1v1 against Grubinho with a blast pack?
Technically, it was Sugetsu because he was the last one alive. Crazy.
there we
No,
go,
it was actually Zipan, but I did not expect that one.
No?
You saw my reaction live, so yeah, what the hell was this?
What about you, Ash?
It was insane. I mean, we did not expect it to go down that way. For Grubinho just to run straight into the blast pack, there was time left. He didn't have to rush all the way to that spike.
Yeah, but it was more fun that way.
It was.
Yeah.
We're here for the entertainment.
Yeah.
That's why we wanted Koi to win.
They won the map anyway, because can you imagine if they didn't win the map because of that? That would have been sad.
This paranoia is so well. Like the play from Grubinho is just so good, and the way the spacing here is definitely not there. And yeah, here it comes.
Oh,
He thinks he's dodging it. He's like, oh my god, I have to go and defuse. You know, because of the cosmic divide and everything, you lose a little bit of the timing in your head, and he ends up losing it. His reaction is not too bad, you know. I would have been pissed.
I wanted to see Zipan's reaction because I feel like you have to laugh about it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think we did see some of those smiles and laughs on stage from the Navi side after that ended up happening. I think Angel had a really big smile on his face.
This is the thing though, with Navi, they didn't win this map, but I felt like we saw the glimpses of the Navi that we know and love in the past, the ones that just willy-nilly change his comp all the time and give us some entertainment.
Funny enough, we're looking at the compositions, right? The number of different compositions that they've been giving us over the year. The comparison between what they gave us last year and this year. We haven't been seeing a Navi that is trying so much. This was also something that we saw from the beginning. And it was kind of curating the idea that we had of Navi in our head. But as you're saying, this year, this wasn't the case. Now they come in onto this split, and they give us the first Astra that we've seen this entirety of the stage 2 here in EMEA. But that brings us to the next problem. Yes, that is something that we saw in NAVI, but especially how difficult it is becoming for them to win, to start strong in the maps. I've been counting, you know, the numbers are not looking good for the pistols, even the bonuses, even converting those second ones. But right now, as it stands after this map, in the first 6 rounds of every map, Navi are only winning 21%. They're barely surviving that first stage.
I mean, on that map, it came down to the fact they had to go up against Shados. If we take a look at him in the AIM Labs warm-up, this is prime Gambit Shados we're seeing here. Ash, honestly, any opportunity to bring them up, I will. He, right off the bat on that map, he wasn't playing around.
No, he wasn't. We saw how, I feel like there is one clip where we saw how focused he was. Like, he was mean mugging that monitor.
He was the 1v1, I believe. I can tell. He finished and he was looking at the monitor. He was gonna literally go across it with his head.
Like, literally staring through his eyebrows there. But that's the energy that we also need from Koi. It's nice to see that they are so focused up. They're also smiling. They are still letting loose in that kind of regard. But Shados was absolutely insane here on Split.
If there's any time that we need to put him on Icebox as Reina, it's now. He had such a good start on Split. Name me one person that isn't a fan of Shados' Reina on Icebox. I dare you.
I am a fan. Are you a fan?
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Okay,
I
then
think everybody is.
I cannot name a single person.
Yeah, but on the other side though, how weird and wonderful can Navi bring us?
Here's the thing, you're talking about what Shados can do, and especially after that first map, everybody's thrilled to see what the player's going to do. But as we were saying, for Navi, they have not played this map since March of last year. This is a map that they've been dodging, that we have not seen it, but it can have a lot of potential. Are they going to go back to the double duelist? Are they going to play a duelist at all? Maybe some of the new ones, maybe some ISO, anything could happen. But Koi, remember, are the ones choosing to go here. They decided to swap from that double controller and just go into a more basic, just have your duelist, play a little bit vanilla, but with that introduction of the Gecko. But there could be even more surprises for us.
I think it does get scary in that kind of sense because of how strong Koi are on this map. But as we head into Agent Select here as well, I want to see Angel on that ISO.
Well, here we go, here we go. No changes on the side of Koi, but we have Zipan moving over for the Gecko. Here's Shao's finally back on the Soba. Oh, the world is healing.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, in this kind of situation, it makes a lot of sense. You have to get to why on earth would you not put him on the Viper? No changes on the side of Koi, them starting on the attack. It's going to be very interesting because I think that this mix has become very, very popular. So I really want to see if Navi, you know, has learned from all the teams, and also if they have the mental resilience to go back into the game and start this one strong.
I have a lot of concerns here on the side of Navi, though. Angel on that Cypher is not something that you see on Icebox. Cypher is not the pick that you expect. Typically, you'll be seeing the Killjoy coming out, and because it does lack that kind of control. There are so many lanes that you can sneak back past those trips through. So I do wonder how Angel looks to actually set up here.
Yeah, it's been a long, long time since we've seen something like this, especially on the Icebox for Navi. But Mitch and Tom, if they do not win this map, they would be on a 10-map losing streak, and very unprecedented for a team like Navi.
It absolutely is. I mean, we were so excited once we got Artist that the prodigal son came back to us from a region we shall not name. But it hasn't really hit the way it used to, Tom. It's not like back in the old days At least not now. 10 in a row?
No.
I remember a time where seeing them lose a map was, you'd mark your calendars, but now we're waiting for that series victory, and it's getting even further away here.
They're all right in split one.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
But
4-1,
lose
that's
this,
not
it's
bad.
10 maps in a row, like Sue said.
Yeah, that's true. That's
not
pretty poor.
the
That's pretty
team
poor.
I knew.
Well, we'll see what they've got for us here. Yeah, Angel does like to throw in a Cypher every once in a while. We saw him do it on the bind that they played a while ago, and it was pretty good. Like, he definitely proved that he can play it. I do agree, though. Playing on this map in particular, not the most common. Already a double up, and, well, that has not gone to plan. 2 players waiting, 2 players dead.
With one further back, ready to swing on contact. Nothing goes their way. The side of NAVI, that's a pretty poor start to the pistol. Remember, this is Koi's map pick, one that they come in very much prepared for. And as we heard from us earlier, from the desk even earlier on, and more recently, NAVI, it's not their bread and butter map. This is a big ask, a big task. Starting it out with a pistol loss would not be ideal, but it's Artis and Sagetsu that have to try to recover on this round on the losses they've already sustained, and already the time seems to be a big enough factor, and that's without accounting for Camo. 4 kills to kick this one off, and well, that's almost what he got in the first half of the last map.
Yeah, and Luthia flawless as well, so keeping it nice and clean. And it was mentioned on the desk, I think, what was it, Bear said it was 21% or 23%. So it was bad, the amount of rounds that they win in the first 6 for NAVI, so losing that pistol is not going to help, especially when you have a double stack. They're literally waiting for this peak to come in from Camo, and he still manages to win all of the fights and ends up being the man closing out the round. Halfway to a Blade Storm already. And for the defensive side here, well, there's next to nothing. A shorty for Ardis, Angel with a Sheriff, and the rest is pistols. Classics.
And what you were saying earlier, Tom, as well, what Ash said on the desk about Cypher, it's not even that I'll agree that people don't typically pick him up here. I don't really like Cypher on this map. Not as much as I certainly like Killjoy, but there are some cool combos. Like the camera in this exact laneway you see them in now. Use that camera around pipes to then have Xiao use a Hunter's Fury later on. That is very powerful for sectioning players and getting free damage, free kills. This round, as we said, we don't expect very much of the side of NAVI. They have pistols for the most part, and the first 2 kills have been very clean. Barely a lick of damage done to the side of Koi, and the plant is already secured. Post-plant setup is good with lots of players up top ready to fight on range. Well, I almost say Shadow is taking a risk, but it doesn't seem like it will be punished. With only 1 player lost, that's a pretty successful round. Will Grabinho get a weapon out of this? I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
Oh, he did, sorry. Yeah, pardon me.
Yeah, managed to retrieve the remaining guns, so they're going to come into this one with 4 rifles and, well, actually no, 5, yeah. Grabinho will just buy up the last, so it's going to be a pretty hefty purchase. Camo as well is just 3 away now from getting himself the Blaze, and of course not even getting any kills, so you might think, oh, well, it's not the biggest of deals, but even those few extra credits can go into utility, extra shields for that defensive side. This is though again where you have to look at Na'Vi and say, okay, is this going to be another blitz start where things just go horrifically wrong in those early rounds and Koi are able to build up such a huge lead? You think about that last map, how close it became. Breaking back early could be very important for Navi's survival.
This is the round where we want to see those signs of life. Towards the B site where the pressure will come in. Grabinho is fairly locked out by this wall. Spams are the best he can hope for. Perhaps seeing the player up top, he's caught just the tip of their head, but the shots won't land. The plant in, the post-plant setup for Koi, and the damage done is not great. I mean, Shadow is a little bit low. Well, he's quite low. He's very low. And his utility's gone. But outside of that, they're sailing pretty at the moment. Camo's going very aggressive. No dash online. If he had it, I'd understand this, but this is very aggressive, and it will not pay off.
Oh, Zipan's just gone ham. Finding 3 players already. Time starting to tick. The shock dart doesn't connect, but they've already got Gecko on it. That's going to be denied. Now it has to be a player sticking it again. It's going to be a 1 versus X situation, and unlike last time, it is going to go the way of Na'Vi. 3 players surviving, already getting their first round onto the board much quicker than that first map, and more so just seeing some life in Zipan. I think that he's still one of those players that even though he's great at arrays, even though he's great at sort of playing most agents, I feel like you give him slightly more aggressive initiators like this or a KO, and he can take over matches.
Yeah. Just looking at the replay there as well for Koi, it feels like they put themselves in a position where it was get the kills now or the round is done. There was no escape, there was no fallback, there was no plan B. If those shots don't land, which they didn't, round was gone. Those aren't great ones to risk it, but sometimes you got to play confident. This time it didn't work out. With the weaker weapons, I can understand it. Now, rifles in hand, Vandals across the board, favored in some fights even, with Xiao having a weakness, but Angel doesn't even need the Odin. He's on the wall bangs into Grabinho. That is gorgeous.
That's something you only fall for once.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That is not happening again. Grabinho's luck today is not the best. Well, with a drone coming in, okay, this is clean from Na'Vi. Every fight going their way. Starzo, last man standing. Ard is up against him, and he's not going to lose that fight. It's going to be an Andalucia flawless for the second round for Na'Vi, and wow, that is a very different look for what we've seen so far this series.
Oh, they've got some fight left in them yet, and you know that Angel's delighted, not just catching the player with their back turned in two, but it's that wall bang, the fact that Trap caught him, and he was able to, so here it is, look at that, it's beautiful. And
it's funny as well, you don't think of that side of the wall. Like, you look at the tube and you go, very wall bangable. That side of it, I'd go, maybe I'll tickle him up a little bit, but...
Yeah. Nice! Well, Angel's been studying his wall bangs. You'll love to see it. I think Xiao and Zipan were shaking hands. It was an interesting...
It was cute.
Zoom in on it.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
This is just brutal, though. All right. A trade back. Early kills going their way. Now Xiao has to try and get out of there. He's going to take the fight versus Shados, but wins it. Shock dart, see you later. Took that one right out of Leo's playbook, and it leaves Shadow, well, fairly well known where he's currently standing. So gets already locking him in from behind. I don't know if he'd expect somebody to be this far forward.
Seems like the timing has been missed by Sagetsu, but Shadow's not exactly looking the right way, and now he's been seen. It should be an execution from the Viper up top on Belton. Shadow's about... it's up to the legs, visible for a moment, but he walked down the ramp. That gave him away. Unfortunate for him. 3-2 we go. And the Navi side looking, like you said, a lot better. They found themselves in a bit of a rhythm early on, able to disrupt some of these rounds out of Koi. I was going to say, was this, somehow was the trap involved? No, he's just spraying him straight through the orb. Fair enough.
I think the thing that'll be interesting to me is how we're going to see the variation in Cypher setups. Because I think, again, you just keep putting stuff down in mid. I guess in the past, you'd obviously have a lot of teams running Sova, so shock darts would just eliminate that immediately. It's less common nowadays, so I guess he can just get away with that. And it is going to be the same trips. We're putting them down in the early round, and with no presence that can really go as a surprise, they're going to stack up this A site very quick.
Yeah, I like the trap that he's putting in mid that is basically using their Viper Orb. Once that goes up, you're in a pretty good position. They can't see exactly where either end of the trap is going, and often there's not even a player watching it, so it's just free control for the side of Navi. They don't need to overcommit to holding it.
He has control over the whole map. He also has a cam that's just sat outside on B. So that's basically just means he can just keep checking that every once in a while. They can just gamble their rotation super early, and if they want to, play it as a retake. I think for Koi, though, there is a much higher chance of them going towards this ASAP because of the ults they have. Like, you have a lockdown in play, you're likely going to use that in the same position as every single round. You also have yourselves that thrash. Come on, here we go. This is the expectation. Look at where the players are.
Yeah, and they're not likely to move too far, just outside of the radius of that lockdown. Hold on, why is the spike still A? Bolts used towards B, knife used towards B. This is working. This is working. I mean, they've sold a double fake. It looked like it was an A fake. Now it looks like it's the B site taken. Soon they're going to realize that they've got the read wrong. They might even make it very close to the B site before realizing they don't hear the spike ticking. There it is planted now, and they've realized, but too little, too late. already acquiring the plant. Hunter's Fury used to no avail, and now a huge advantage for Koi to play with. Post-plant Thrash, Blade Storm on Camo, and look at the spot Camo's in. No dash is the only downside, and the Thrash is on its way. Nice shot, but only the one.
That will at least slow Sugetsu down a little bit. I don't know, that might have actually caught Zipan as well. Both players moving at least a little bit slow. Even still though, man advantage still sticks, but that time is ticking. Somebody, more importantly, Zipan needs to get Wingman on that. Gorbinho just has to peek and deny, and in fact, it's already going to go down. Round over, there's no time, and Gorbinho's even going to hit the shot to the end. They might go down to the spike. They have to get sprinting out of there, and in fact, Sugetsu goes as well. A great round from Koi. I don't know who was the one who thought that up, because it's incredibly niche as well.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about using two ultimates in tandem at different times. A very unique scenario, but one that was perfect.
And it is an expensive round, but at the same time...
Who put that in the replay?
At the same time, you've got a Hunter's Fury used, Thrash used by your enemy. That's what got Shadow to use his Thrash as well, just to delay the retake of it and the second wind that would have come out of Thrash. Really, really gorgeous play, and I just think the idea to you use the KO knife as well, it tells them no matter where they are, oh look, that ability's being used on the other side. Camo's opened this up onto Artis. The Blade Storm now finally popped. They all have rifles to work with. It's the fact that he can updraft and take those duels that makes him favor this. In his way over back yellow, this should be it. That Blade Storm, the nade, every piece of utility going towards Angel. Doesn't stand a chance.
Ooh, okay, well they go for the plant, and that's going to be 1-for-1, but it leaves Xiao in a tough spot. First kill goes his way. Has the drone, that will give him information on both players. The second one, a little bit further back. He's waiting to see if Shados makes a mistake. They want to try and take this as a double fight, and Xiao is doing his damnedest to try and isolate this one. A dart to try and get somebody to turn away, and that's exactly what it does, but Camo doesn't miss the shot anyway. It's going to be another round on the board for Koi. Lead taken once again, and the economy, although still somewhat workable, it's on the brink now for Navi.
Yeah, now it's getting a bit dangerous again after using up so many ultimates. Ult Decon's not going to go their way, and rifles sure acquired here, but that might not be possible for the next. Trouble's brewing for this defensive side, and
let's go, guys.
We're seeing Koi again hit their stride. It is a neck and neck fight, but the reality, that's a long trip. My goodness. The reality is, from what we've seen over on that last map, Navi need all the rounds they can get. They can't give the edge to Koi. What an injection of rounds this would be. In a lot of trouble. That flash has destroyed Artis, and the dash up from Camo. It wasn't even no updraft, no dash. That was just him running up and going up the rope. Unfortunate stuff for Artis, and, well, overwhelmed. They've lost control of that part of the map, no information, and a 5 versus 4 in the back of it.
Yeah, Artis, after having a pretty decent game of split, not off to the best of starts here, and again, context, Koi lose this game, they're out. That's it. No playoffs, no opportunity this year. For Navi, it wouldn't be over. There'd still be opportunities, but it would be a pretty horrific spot from losing, what, 10 maps in a row?
Here.
Not winning a game or a map in Split 2. They're under pressure.
Huge flash, 3 players spotted by it, blinded up for a moment. As they get their vision back, there's a lot less players here to defend. Navi are left to just Sugetsu, and with damage done, Starzo's healing up quite a bit of it. The decay now fading, but he's still quite low. Gorbinho and Shanos is a different story. Spike in the open, they have to cross to it, and Starzo even hits the shot. 45 HP, but one would have been enough. That's another round on the board for Koi, and as we said, that devastating loss for the side of Navi. I love this early fight. Like I said, he just goes straight up there. Didn't even end up touching the rope in the end. Nice little drift in, and it's free utility. It was a KO knife to confirm someone's there. It was a Gecko flash. They get those back, and then they use them again for the next execute, and both combine perfectly to give them those advantages in the fights.
Right there. That 3K from Starzo was nuts. That was just sheer rope play. Still, there is actually going to be a buy here. It's not the greatest. A Bulldog in the mix as well. With a Viper's Pit and Hunter's Fury available, Navi are going to use what they have to try and bring this deficit back. They had a decent streak of rounds, but that incredible ult round from Koi seemingly put the wind back in their sails. For now, at least, though, with Viper's pit on the A side, it does seem like a B lane, which is where you've got Angel and Shout. They'll have all the information in the world, and I imagine the second that trip is broken, that's when the dart will be considered.
Standing ahead.
There's the dart fired up and over. They're hiding from it. I think Angel's close enough to have heard that cloudburst, but that's even not that much information. A single player pushed up won't tell you that much. Maybe still stick with two players towards the B site. That Viper's pit keeping a lot of control on the A site, but it looks like Koi have the idea to go towards
30
it.
seconds left.
Gonna have to think, what do they have to fight through this pit? Even going up on the rope, it's not a good option. Not with the way this pit is in play, with the space that's given Grabinho. He's got to be careful. Zipan's watching this the whole time. The timing, unfortunate to say the least, but Shadow, well, he's gone down, and inside that pit, Hunter's Fury's going to do quite a lot of damage to you.
Oh, even still, it's getting shaky for Zugetsu. He's going to get dropped. They're holding on to that flank, but the plant will be going down. Mosh is going to try and catch, but it won't. Shouldn't be able to do anything. Turns it into a 3v3 scenario. Still a spot that Koi can win this one from. Already revealed. A nice shot at least onto Shados, but with Starzo still aggressive, it's someone that needs to be cleared. The peak, it was an opportunity for Kama, but the shot's not quite being landed, and a drop down from Angel leaves it onto one man. Another attempted clutch, but this one won't be happening. A much closer game with Navi again bringing it down to just one.
Yeah, but they're hot on their heels. That's it. The one-round gap now, much more manageable for this side. And we saw from Koi, there's a lot of trouble in going through this ultimate. It's not favored by a lot of teams, and sometimes if you have a Thrash or something like that, a Dog, if you're running a Sky, for example, just even the last map we mentioned, Yoru, his ultimate, to go through, to find out where that player is and where the safe space is to pass through. And the problem is the second that they're seeing Hunter's Fury activated, it's a free kill. If you're already walking through that pit, there's no way you're going to survive getting hit by that. And then even if you start trying to dodge it, make noise, Viper's on you in a heartbeat. 4 rounds for NAVI. Good defensive side so far. Building up the rounds bit by bit, keeping it close. It's a better look. They want that lead. They're hungry for it. Great flash. Catches a lot of players and pulls the rest into the open. Shadow, 1 versus 2. That's 3 kills in a row. This is a 1v5. Ace clutch needed, and now not only possible, not only feasible, it could even be probable. If he gets this kill on the Shadow, oh, he's lit him down to 23. They have to be so careful. He even has Thrash online and Dizzy back to work with as well. This could be a disaster if Navi let this one slip.
Oh, if they team up, he could catch them both. If they don't, he can isolate the battles. It comes down to this kill. He's already going to take down one, and now the 1 versus 1. He's just going to try and defuse it, and across the line from Xiao. And they again win a round on the slimmest of margins. And while Shadow almost pulled off one of the greatest clutches of all time, but Xiao just had balls of steel.
1 versus 5, and he gets the ace. That's just ridiculous. From this point, there should have been no recovery. Absolutely none. And sure, the first 2 were already spraying his teammates. Isolating the third, beautiful reaction onto Artis. And here, oh man. Again, it's a fraction of a second, but that makes all the difference. Seems to be the only thing that can separate these teams at times. 5-5, neck and neck. Let's see if one can take the lead before the half is over. Lots of ultimates in play for this round.
Yeah, the economy as well for Navi is not in the best spots, but those ultimates might just pad the gap. 1-for-1 trade, that's a Guardian loss, but not really the end of the world. The bigger thing is a post plant.
No pit?
Yeah, it's not going to be utilized. Maybe realizing that these weaker weapons are available, but no, it's just going to be used from a higher point, spread across the spike. Now this is where Thrash could play a pretty big role in this one. But with this many players, it's definitely not going to be easy.
Oh, it's not going to be easy now. Good luck with your Thrash. Starzo pops the ult, cancels the abilities. Snakebite denies any defuse, and now they've got time. They just run down this clock, use the bodies to their advantage. Flash on the back is perfect. Back into the pit, they'll fight and win them. Even trading them out at this point is all they need. Keep that clock running down. 6-5. Koi, they could have the lead still as we swap over sides. They may need it. Navi moving to the attack, but again, on this map, I just don't know what to expect out of this squad.
Yeah, I think the more damning factor is the fact that Artis is having a nightmare. Like, you talk about
He has one kill.
Almost ace in the last round. I didn't want to be overly critical, but him peaking as that third player was a risk.
Yeah.
A confidence peak, and confidence was not given. He still won at 9. He's someone that said in the last map was shining, even when they lost. But they're going to need him in that second half particularly. Yeah. And while the buy in this round for Na'Vi kind of stinks. Looks like Angel is going to try and put this one on himself, getting far more aggressive than what we've seen in prior rounds.
Yeah, I hadn't even noticed. I mean, I know we haven't got to talk about Artis a lot in terms of winning fights, but 1 kill is tough. Camo, on the other hand, has been very impressive. 12 and 8 at the moment. Tip of the spear, and it's found its mark almost every time. Blade Storm activated now. Looking for a punish on Xiao as he peeks up top. He could have it. Back to head was spotted, but Angels is the one that ultimately finds the 9, swinging his way up for more, and he's got it! A 4th kill for Camo, lining him up and knocking him down! That's all 5 for the ace! It's 7-5 at the half!
We've been treated to some nasty rounds. 2 aces in what, like 3 rounds, even though one of them went the other way. Shadow's not quite rewarded with that number at the top of the board, but Camo's definitely will be. We gave him the critique of the last map, even though they won it.
The week.
There you go, Sue. I'm sorry, it's already been decided.
Yep.
Player of the week has been called out by Starzo. 16 and 8 for Camo. Their survival hinges on winning this series. Obviously, the cleaner the better as well. A 2-0 would help them a lot. Maybe up that percentage by a 0.2 or something. That's not up for me. I don't do those numbers. Pistol though for Na'Vi. We saw them attempt and almost succeed in a comeback on the last map from a much worse position. A pistol here could make all the difference.
Oh, here we go. Swarm grenade used to slow them down slightly. Trap going to be put into play. It's hard to remove unless you get up close, and that's exactly what they want. Bait you into a closer fight, give the opportunity away to Angel. Keep taking the trap back, reposition it. It wasn't where he wanted it to be. Now it's covered. The only way through is to break it. They've got their back. They've got little guy going through to plant this spike. Boy, looking for somewhere to fight from. The problem is the fact that these attackers can come out of kitchen from any angle. There could be a late play up through mid that they've got to keep Killjoy close to keep that online, and flank is secured the entire time by this camera for Navi. I think the attackers are in a great spot, but they need to take a fight soon before they're crunched on.
Here.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Here.
The other angle from Grabinho has been held for a long time. Sugetsu wins the first. Trades though, almost immediate. Starzo tag low. Shadow is already going to be throwing out that utility. There needs to be something here for Na'Vi, otherwise they're already going to be on that defusal, already ticking down. As they look to just try and stick it all the way. The spams are not landing and they're just going to defuse in front of Xiao. Again, that pistol round is going to go the way of Koi. They've won all of them. And while for Na'Vi, again, they're going to have to fight from a deficit.
Looking at a potential 10th map loss in a row for this squad. Team I think we all were very excited to see reunite. Yes, let's go! Artis back, replacing a pretty good player, but with another pretty good one. But what we've seen here on Icebox so far, it hasn't been great. He is struggling to win any of these duels. And now on the attack side, like you said, Tom, the pressure in these next rounds is going to be on him. First man to take a lot of these fights, to find the space, and especially up against a Jet like this, you're going to need to do a lot more than what we've seen thus far. Camo is on fire. Ace spurred him on. Now with a Guardian in hand, he's locking down this angle. His team, well, they're about to be put in a pretty rough spot. Mosh Pit isolates some, flash up top. Nobody peeking though. Koi are playing this pretty disciplined. They don't want to give away fights where Navi even have a chance of swinging things in their favor. Until now.
Zepan wins one, Shadows tag low. Would still take a pretty huge showing from the remaining two, but again, any cost would have value. Spike was dropped a long way away though, so it's something that Artis has had to go and retrieve. And it's whether or not, yeah, it looks like he's going to continue to go back towards this A side, but ultimately, Xiao has only been able to hold on to one of the angles. I think the second he taps this, the likelihood is that Xiao's going to get swarmed.
In fact, they give them a bit more space. Again, impressed by the discipline on the side of Koi now moving together, and the trade is found. Camo dropped though. 22 HP on Artis, he'll eventually fall. Perhaps a confidence building round for him, finally connecting some of those shots. It will be 9-5 with a comeback needed for the attacking side, but we've seen that plenty of times in the past. Let's hope for their sake they've got it in them here on Icebox.
Yeah, oh, it really is bleak. Expectations high. The delivery not been there, and Koi, I want to give them credit. Coming into this second split, even though it was bleak for them, it was the opposite scenario for what we've seen from NAVI. We've seen improvements, serious improvements. I think Camo's still looking lights out. Shados in that first map was truly unbelievable. And I think the comfort of some of these younger players, Grabinho in particular, has definitely been shown. For NAVI, if something doesn't change here, we could be seeing some of the last maps of this team. Like, NAVI are not the sort of organization that are just going to let this sit. If this team doesn't perform, doesn't make it to elite, maybe even champions. That start, though, from Sugetsu is at least something, but an immediate response.
Well, little guy's not planting either, so delayed further on this attack. Rotations are underway from Koi. Haven't really got anything to deny. It's only buying some extra time. Now, if this goes poorly for Navi, who knows? Maybe CNED's getting another call up.
I don't think Foot are going to let him go.
They might not. Well, Navi not letting this round go without a fight. Already able to trade it out even with the time running down. Position from Angel up close. Further away is Xiao up on the belt. And here comes the recon. It's gonna be landing behind that smoke. Oh, it's not. It's actually up top. So it doesn't reveal anything for them. Doesn't give the chance to strike and open combat with Camo. Not a fight most people will want to take. That kill, though, might just lock in the round win. And with Angel's wallbang, it most certainly is determined. Navi, 3 behind now.
Yeah, a big round for them to win, but also a bonus for Koi. There was a piece or two missing in the middle of that, and now they get straight back in with the operator. One off Bladestorm, one off Thrash. Sure, Zipan has his online. But there's still a serious opportunity that this is just a one and done, and as we've said, these early halves, it's always ended with Navi having to fight back because they just don't start strong. And I think for Camo, currently 20 and 11, having that operator in play, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a difference maker.
Yeah, he has been in so many of these rounds. It was Shados in the last map.
There's my buddy.
Now it's Camo, and these players, young and old, stepping up, carry that mantle for the side of Koi. The defense has been pushed back. Thrash in play. From this point, post plant is everything. They can't overpeak. They can't give the opportunities away to this operator. A nade through to try to force them into the open. It has worked. It's brought one man out, but the spams are good. They're great, in fact. Artis even picking up another with the wall bangs. The defuse was underway, but he's denied it just in time. Only one player caught. Plenty of them here to swing. Why are they not swinging? It was already being diffused around the back. They knew it was possible, but they're too slow to react to filter back out of the angle. That is a disaster. A pause needed. Surely a pause needed after that one.
There's so many rounds where things like this seem to just happen.
Look at the plant. The plant is terrible.
The plant, yeah, in a position where you can get it from around the side, but that was even seen. That was spotted by Zipan. He kills Grabinho, but no one else on the team reacts to it.
They didn't bounce the shock dart either, Tom. It just went straight into the box on yellow instead of bouncing. If it bounced, it might have gotten him. It might have actually gotten him with a right click on that arrow. And then, look, we're not going to point and say, yep, shout, that's your fault, because Kakuka will come up and shout at me. So I'm going to say that's everybody's fault, because, again, I understand Thrash comes in, you fall back. It's used by Koi to push these players out of position. At the same time, absolutely insane that so much space is conceded, and maybe we can even point to as well, like I said, the plant. Zipan put Wingman out, and it is an unfortunate reality that you take a step forward, you look slightly too high on that Wingman, and you right click, my guy is planting it there, he's given them a chance. Sometimes you gotta do it yourself. We're just take a second to line it up.
It's another round that's not a great look, and I'm sure Koi will take that all day long. It wasn't a scenario in, what was it, a 4v2 that they probably should have been coming out with a victory, but we've seen plenty of rounds for either side that you could probably testament to the same thing. For them now, okay, money's a little bit tight, but you're gonna have Camo coming in with the Blade Storm, saving some extra credits, and then the rest of the team still with rifles. For Na'Vi, now an extra round behind in a series that has already not gone great. Their map choice going in their opponent's favor. Seems like, at least for now, they're putting that pressure onto Crabinho. He hasn't been having the best of times so far in this map, so you can understand it, but more of just a ruse being sold and slowly making their way back towards the A site.
Well, if there was a round to put your all into, this is it for Navi before Koi really run away with things. Economy still not off the charts for the defenders. They've taken a lot of losses in some of these rounds. It's not over just yet, but a chance for Koi to run away with things. Just Fury online for Xiao. Used already, very early in fact. And the fight up on the belt, it's almost doubled up for Camo. There it is, his second lands. And now that refreshes the blades. He's back and ready to fight. Not in fighting health, unfortunately, down to 45 HP. But you know what? A little bit of his health for 2 kills, Zipan and Artis. I'll take that trade, he'll take that trade, and he wants more. He's hungry with the 3rd kill locked in. They finally traded out Camo. Now, it's only the rest of the team to deal with, and that is not an easy task, as we're seeing 11-6.
This is looking over. Like Koi are extending their lead further and further. Camo is looking more and more at that jet diff. 23 kills on one side, 4 on the other. Sure, you got the Blade Storm for Artis in this round, but I don't know if it's going to make a difference at this stage. And even then, you just look at the supportive utility. The double flashes. Like, Angel doesn't even know where he is. He's lost at that point. And then it's easy pickings for the rest of the team just to sit passive. 5 rounds in the lead.
Don't have money, right?
A chance for another victory for the side of Koi. A team that has said it's been a resurgence. It's been an upswing in their performances. Close game versus Foot, sure, a loss to Mates, which I think, wow, 13-11, 13-11, that's unfortunate. And then a 2-0 versus GX. They might be about to add a 2-0 versus Na'Vi to that list.
Navi 0-2 to Koi. I don't think that's something they would have imagined as a possibility coming into this stage. Koi, you have to applaud them. They've made a big turnaround. They've looked a lot better this last week or two. Finally getting the runway they needed to hit their stride. For Navi, they've ran out of runway. This is it. Time to put their foot down. Sneaky position from Artis, and he gets one. He's even up to double. This is beautiful. Finally seeing him activated, and just in the nick of time. 2 versus 3. The swing good from Shadow. His 3rd kill of the round, and already the defuse is underway. This time he's off it, swinging wide, isolating a duel, and going back in, dragging Sagetsu to the open. It's the full stick, and it's the shot from Grabinho. Landed in the blink of an eye. 12-6, a Red Bull clutch, and another ridiculous and painful loss for the side of Navi.
It's just happening again and again. Every single time. A big play from Shadow here, just a swing to take down Artis, and even while he's revealed, they know exactly where he is. He's pinged on both players.
Oh, and he's waving.
Yeah, Jados is waving them goodbye. I think he knows this one is over. 3 rounds in a row, 6 needed for Na'Vi. If this was last split, we'd be talking about maybe some belief, maybe some hope, but we're long past that, long gone in that spot for Na'Vi. Camo, nice flash, he didn't even catch, it doesn't matter, he still lands the shot.
Showing Xiao how it's done. Big game for Camo. What a time to step up as well. As we said, if Koi lost, their tournament life was gone. But my God, they've come in with some fight to them. That was interesting from Camo. An attempt to jump up top. And although it fails, the trades are quickly found. Sagetsu 1v4. He's dodged the Thrash at least, but he has to go back towards it because that's where the spike is. Mid held by Shados, push up as well. Already Starzo on top. I mean, at what point do we call time of death? I'm going to keep hitting this with the defibrillator that is Sagetsu. See if they can have some semblance of hope to drag out of this round. They'd still need 5 in a row. All odds stacked against them. And in the end, okay, he gets the one, but that's it. 13-6. An unbelievable display from the side of Koi, a team most people would have counted out, but now it's not time to count them out yet. This could have been the series that locked them out. Instead, they're still in with a chance.
Yeah, there's still hope for Koi, and while for Navi it seems to be the opposite. That hope is slowly dwindling. From 4-1, they are now sat at a negative win rate, 4 and 5. Things have slipped further and further, and with Koi seemingly getting better as the weeks go by. I said it was a rough loss to Mates last week. They beat GX, they were close versus Foot. They seem to be a team that is just getting tougher and tougher. Unfortunately, it's still going to be very difficult for them to qualify, but I think a lot of the players are making a showcase for themselves.
I have to say, regardless of which team you came in to this day supporting, you have to say that was some of the most interesting Valorant, some incredible rounds.
Holy shit, man. Navi and Team Liquid actually fucking suck.
Catching some aces as well, some flashy plays,
and Fnatic and Vitality don't.
Hit their stride, find that recovery late in stage 2, but not too late.
Yeah, I think the fun thing as well is across these two maps, you've seen everybody highlighted. Like we talk about Camo, but Shadow ended that 19 and 10 versus his old team. I'm sure he's going to be very happy with the stats he's put up there. I'm pretty sure the reason he ended up leaving was because of firepower. Well, second on the board above every single Navi player, so I don't think they can talk too much trash in that one. And then you're talking about Shadow, seeing him come back to form in that last map. Impressive. Starzo with some really high impact rounds, especially when it came to Icebox. This team is finding their stride. It's frustrating the timing of it, but as said, we saw miracles happen with Liquid when it came to Split 1 making it to playoffs. Maybe Koi can pull one off that's even better.
I love that, the little redemption arc for Shadow as well. It's got you can see a little spark in his eye during some of those moments. We flick to the cam after big clutches, and wow, what an incredible game this was. You know what, speaking about Shadow and that sense of redemption, I see he's got a sparkle in his eye down on the stage with the Insu beside him. Let's toss down to the interview.
Mitch, your eyesight is incredible. I don't know how you see that from up there, but that is right. I'm now joined by Shadow from Koi. First of all, Shadow, congratulations. Now, for those people that aren't familiar, you were one of the OGs. Those are your ex-teammates over there, and you never really had the opportunity to play against them after you left that roster. So how does it feel to be able to take them down on this stage?
I mean, first of all, thank you, and it feels amazing, to be honest. Like, the first team I had was FPX, or the first organization, and it just feels so amazing to win against them.
What are your chances, I felt like, coming to this, that you felt like you could take them down? Because I think in the past, maybe even last year, if this was kind of the head-to-head, I think people would have maybe expected NAVI to come out on top.
For me, like, all the games before as well, I thought we could win, and we just didn't perform the way we wanted, and now we finally kind of didn't have any pressure, and we performed like we should do.
And when it comes to Navi, as you know, they like to do weird things. Even back in your day, you guys were trying, experimenting a lot. And I think this year they didn't really do much of that. But today, of all days, they decided to bring out some weird, wacky, crazy compositions. So how did you guys deal with that on the fly?
Yeah, like, we usually play against different comps on scrims, so we kind of used to it. But it was kind of, we didn't prepare for those comps from Navi. So it was... yeah, we just played like we did on scrims, and it worked out.
Well, let's talk about that split real quick, because Astra on split in this meta is kind of weird but wonderful. So did you guys talk about it at all, maybe in a tap or so on, with Baba, on how to deal with what they were doing?
I mean, I think Omen is just superior, especially when they play the double duelist comp. They cannot do really any aggressive moves, so it should be easy for us on attack, and we kind of show that it was easy against Astra.
I have to also ask you, the Garbino Sheriff, I think 3K, and then getting killed by the blast. I've always was your reaction?
I mean, it was just funny, you know. You cannot do anything about it. Like, he did some amazing shots, and then, yeah, it's unfortunate.
No, it was an incredible play. He's been hitting a lot of shots. Talk to me about Grubinho, because again, a player that I don't think many people expected to be this consistent.
No, I think he's an amazing player. I think he was gonna be here for a while, you know. He's gonna be like showing he can even be better than this for sure.
And lastly, we heard Mitch and Tom talk about this as well. It feels like the longer that you've been able to get your reps in and play on this stage, the better you guys have become. It's just a shame. It feels like, you know, we haven't got that many games left. Do you feel the same, that it's because of the experience and the reps that's gotten you better and better?
Yeah, I think we started off the year kind of late, you know. We got Groovy Swash from Trex already like early January. So it's just we didn't have time, and now it feels a lot better for sure.
Actually, I trolled about the last question. This will be the last question because I've just seen another one of your ex-teammates come onto stage. Magnum is going to be taking the stage next against Kiko as well. And this is going to be a hard one for you. Who are you backing?
I'm not sure. I hope for them both, you know.
Magnum's screaming at you over there.
I hope all of the 4 players are going to perform amazing at least.
Oh, and Mystic. I forgot about... And Enzo. Oh my God, I forgot them all. I forgot them. Okay, well, you've got more on this side. You're not going to back them?
I mean, I still need to back up Magnum somehow, so we just even out.
Oh, okay. Enzo, yeah, we'll talk later. Thank you very much, Shadow. Congratulations once again. As you heard the man, we got to one other crazy game coming up. It's going to be KC taking on Team Liquid right after this.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. Ay, Caballo Grande. Ay, Dolor de Nieve. But in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through Attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line. Definition of divine.
Yeah, I feel like a champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. Came on now, second to none. I need me a trophy, I need me a ring. I'm not with the bull, but keep it a beam. You know what it is, you know what I mean. Shit, all I do is win, 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 win. Haters wanna hate, they ain't make top 10. Double, triple team, what they need to defend. I juke left and I'm gone with the win. I'm gone with it.
I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line. Definition of divine. I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line. Definition of divine.
Feel like a champ, MVP status. Yeah, the win been guaranteed. So let's see about it. If you gon' speak about it, then be about it. If you don't bring that energy, no, I can't be around it. Nah, I'ma shoot my shot. I'ma stick it, watch. At the tippy top, I cannot take no loss. 2 seconds on the clock, they gotta give me the rock. I got a game on what? Yeah, I got a game on lock.
I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line. Definition of divine. I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line. Definition of divine.
Welcome back, everybody, once again to VCT EMEA. I'm your host, Yingsu, and I'm joined here once again by Ash and Shadow, special guest. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on that win. That was a very, very big victory from you guys. And I just got to jump straight in. You had a crazy performance. Right off the bat, we had that clutch, a 1v3 from you as well. Did you realize how much time you had? Was that a decision you made?
Yeah, when I was behind pillar, I was I was low HP, you know, and I was calculating like he's probably like in this corner, you know, but I know that I have more percent to win the clutch if I go from deep corner, you know, so not from this close, like you see on the video, but I went to the left because I have more like wide swing. I can wide swing and try to kill him, so.
Did you think you were going to win that? That's why you made that decision. You're like, I got this.
Yeah. I knew that.
The confidence.
Honestly, fair enough.
You were playing with the confidence there, right? But it was pretty insane. How do you feel like, as far as your team, the fact that your backs up are up against the wall, it's been a difficult season for you, but when things are tough, that's when you guys have really been able to pull out all the stops and succeed?
It's kind of hard, you know, because most of the time I think like we have some problems like mental, you know, because we cannot show our game only because we have something wrong in our heads only, because in practice we can beat a lot of teams and we know that we can show a very good game, but sometimes, you know, emotions above us and we cannot do anything with it. That's why when we have less pressure, we're playing better, I think.
How do you deal with that personally? Because obviously you've won a global event before, you know, you've won a lot in your career. So how do you deal with having good individual performances, some of your teammates having great performances as well? And even, you know, that map, I hate to bring this up, but even against Fnatic, you know, I think you probably felt like you should have won that. So how are you dealing with having to always be strong and bounce back all the time?
It's hard to ask, you know, because to be honest, with only experience, with how to say, like with what experience, also what you have in life, you never give up, you know, you're trying to do your best and all of this. And okay, today you're losing, but tomorrow you're gonna win anyway, you know, because like if we are playing for trophies, for everything, you know, and we're enjoying the games. That's why if you put everything, like put your life on it, you cannot just give up, you know, and go sleep or something, you know.
Amen. Get this man to playoffs. You convinced me. Get this man to playoffs. Last question before we move on to the second game. Navi, they're really in a slump right now. Why do you think that they've not been able to pick up any maps? I mean, you played against them today. What was the problem?
It's hard to ask on this question because, like, hard to answer. I mean, because Navi I was predicting them that they're gonna play good. You know, even if they kicked Emil, anyway, it's like Angel is building the game, and they're playing a long time together. You know, like this stack of players. So I don't know, to be honest. They didn't even want the map, you know, like
Yeah.
for these 4 matches.
Doesn't seem like Navi, right? Something weird is going on. But from one member, ex-Gambit player, to a next. Here's Nats. Take a look at this. I never thought I'd be saying these words, but I'm now joined by the new IGL of Team Liquid. Well, I mean, not new. You've been IGLing for a little bit now. Nats. Now, we've spoken to some of your former teammates, your coach and Redgar. They both said that they weren't super surprised when they heard the news that you would be the IGL. They said that they always felt like you had the potential to take this role. Is that how you envisioned your career too? Did you ever want to step into the IGLing role?
I mean, for me, IGLing wasn't something that I would be scared to do. I wasn't even thinking about that when I was like, they asked me, I was like, yeah, of course, I don't mind to do that. And it's like something I like to do now. So there is a high possibility I'm going to keep doing that because I like how it's going. I like how it's going for me. It's something new. I see the game from different picture. So I really like to do it right now.
What's your IGLing style, I guess? Because you know you have some IGLs who are very aggressive, they micromanage a bit more, or some that are a little bit more kind of, you know, they just do the beginning of the round calls and so on.
So the style, I think that's the thing that I'll need to find out because for now it's only 1 month. It's hard to say, judging by 1 month, what exactly I want to do, what exactly I want the team to do. I mean, I know I'm practicing some of the stuff. I'm asking teammates to do that, but I think it's gonna be bad to say, judging by just 1 month, what is my play style, how I see everything. We'll find out soon.
How do you do that on lurking agents? How do you balance still being able to make the impact you usually do and having to IGL?
To be honest, it's something interesting because there is, we know John QT is playing the Sentinel, he's also IGLing, and there is a different types of IGL who they're playing Initiator. So it kind of, you see the map from different perspective. While you're lurking, you see the whole picture on the other part of the map, but at the same time, you need to listen what the teammates are doing. So I'm kind of doing the same, but before, it was Enzo and Redgar who was judging and making decision, but they also heard what I know. Now I can just say, no, this is better, let's do that. So it kind of like different stuff. But it's also, for me, it's different. So I don't know how the people IGLing as the initiators for now.
I'm really glad that you mentioned John QT. Is that somebody that you've, I guess, watched and felt like you could do a similar thing to him? Do you try and take some of his stuff?
I'm not sure we're doing similar. I don't know how he's calling. I cannot say that. So maybe I will need to see. But I think depends because we are both Sentinel. Maybe something is similar.
And last question, obviously the last time you made playoffs, it was a miracle run. What was it, like 3% or something like that? I think this time around, maybe not as crazy of a run you need to make. How are you feeling about your chances?
I mean, to be honest, I'm not thinking about that right now. We have a game against KC today. The only thing I'm thinking is the KC game. I don't think about next week. I don't think about the playoffs. I don't think about our chances. I just want us to show a great performance today, and that's it.
Do you think you could maybe outcall what N can do? You know how he likes to call some really interesting tack pauses and then switch things up. Are you going to be able to see that coming, you think?
I mean, something definitely coming. I'll be waiting for that, but let's see will I manage to anti-strat that instantly.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. Thank you very much, Nats, and good luck today.
Thank you so much.
You heard it from Nats there. He wants the challenge. He likes his role right now. And as Nats is one of his former teammates, Shados, what do you think about the fact that he's now IGLing? Did you ever see this coming?
In Gambit, I don't know. Maybe we tried at least a couple times, but it's more like he was a lot of time he was calling mid-game. In Gambit, he was kind of second caller, so for him it's kind of not something new, you know. Maybe he just need to be kind of also like leader, you know, in the team. But I think he is in the team, so that's why it's gonna help him a lot to build the team around it, you know. I think.
I love how all of his ex-teammates so far have said that this is not like a crazy decision. They saw it coming. He's a natural. But let's play a lovely game that we like to call Truth or Cope. You guys at home knows how this works. I'm going to give Shados and Ash a statement. And I want you to tell me if this statement is truth or cope. And since it's so topical, we're talking about Nats. So let's just start off with this statement about Nats being the IGL, which is Team Liquid will be better with Nats as the IGL. Truth or cope? Oh, Ash. Oh, you both. Okay, I'll start with you, Ash. Why?
I feel like we've seen a stronger identity with Nats as the IGL already within the past few matches, and then it's also given that opportunity to Enzo play a little bit more loose. We saw him having a bit more of that freedom, and he's gonna be able to pump up the numbers since then.
Okay, I like the logic. What about you, Shados?
I know, I just believe in Nats, you know.
Okay. Number one Nats fan over here.
Yeah.
The question could be like, it'd be better if Nats is like coaching. You'd be like, yep.
That's my guy.
If I'm gonna say cope, I'm gonna have like conversation with him out there, you know.
Yeah, we won't put you stitch you up here. But let's talk about the next statement here. We'll move on a little bit from the IGLE situation, but we'll stick with Liquid. Kiko should be the only Jet player on Team Liquid. We saw Yumpy play the Jet when they flexed Kiko onto the ISO and they ran kind of Kiko ISO, Yumpy Jet. But the statement here is saying that Liquid should just have Kiko play Jet. Maybe have Yumpy play ISO or something. What do you guys think? Truth or cope? Ooh, I'll go with you again, Ash.
I feel like it's cope because in that map on Ascent, Kushner just was insane. Like, I don't think it was necessarily a Yumpy on Jet problem. I don't think it was his best performance, obviously. But I don't think that means he's necessarily a bad Jet player overall. And I like the flexibility of them able to run that double duelist.
I just think that Kiko is too good on Jet. Like, he's just so comfortable and so on.
Exactly.
And I live in a world where, Shadows, I don't know if you agree with me, I want to see Yumpy on ISO. I just kind of want to see that. Right.
Yeah, but I chose True because, like, I mean, Kiko is playing on the Jet like all his life, you know, and the Jumpy kind of flex player, so it's better for him to adapt, I think, on kind of ESO and the other roles, you know. So I think Kiko can play only Jet. You know,
okay, I'm with you. Let's do one more statement here, and let's talk about KC this time around, and which is that Narrate and Martine is gonna diff Kiko and Yumpy. Truth or cope? Oh! All right, I'll start with you. Why cope?
Because why I choose cope? It's only because, like, you know, I never like putting something how to say, like to battle between players, you know. So I just respect every player. That's why, like, I will just choose cope, you know.
You don't respect anyone. I'm just like, I don't care. Like, they're dipping them.
Listen, I'm here for the plot. You know I'm a Carmine Core fangirl.
True.
That's just the truth. That's just the truth. But I think that there's also a lot of depth in the way that Martine and Neri are able to play together. The synergy is on a different level.
I feel like they've done it for longer too. You know, they've flexed that double duelist for a lot longer. This whole Yumpy flexing alongside Kiko might still be something that they need to test their time on. But without further ado, this is gonna be a big one. The teams are ready and the wait is over. Let's jump into the game now and bring out Team Liquid and Casey. I'm so glad to see the sweater making a return on this stage and looks great out there. But this is the thing, both teams can still make it, but also both teams can still somehow not make it. The permutations are crazy right now, which means that this map pool, Ash, is going to be very, very important. We do have some choices.
We do have choices, and the thing is, I think that overall the map pool in this head-to-head should probably favor Carmine Core realistically with the success that they found early on. But again, there is a large difference between the fact that we will have Nats IGL in here.
Yeah, we will indeed. Well, it looks like Casey are going to pick Bind into Liquid here, and Liquid won a big sunset in return. I'm a little bit surprised here, and I'm also even more surprised that Casey have decided not to ban Haven. Again, you know, on back on Gambit under N, you guys didn't really like Haven all that much, and it felt like they struggled a bit against Fnatic too.
Yeah, and also like, but it's still, you know, it's kind of, they just return this map and every team is kind of 50-50, you know, you never know who's gonna win, you know.
Is that a risky thing, given that could be a 50-50?
I don't know. I think Haven is actually a pretty okay pick. It wasn't the best showing up against Fnatic, but Hero was also insane on that map. I do have worries because, again, Shin was a bit lackluster on that Viper compared to the Omen that he's so comfortable on. And that was the only time that we had seen him flexing off of that Omen this entire season.
Yeah, let's talk about this bind to start up with. Were you surprised at all, or you felt like it was a great pick?
It's a good pick for Karmine. Yeah, I was expecting this.
And what about Yash?
I think the bind, I do like the start of this map pool here for Karmine Core. I think starting off on bind and sunset is a very strong lean into the KC, this success that they found in this map pool. But as we head into Agent Select here as well, I'm curious to see if they end up keeping the same composition.
I hope not. I really, really hope not. I mean, what the heck is going on?
These are massive changes.
Okay, my brain is not braining, but we have an Astra making a return, a Mystic, a KC of all people are the ones going to play a Harbor Omen here. Shadows, any initial reactions? What do you think?
I saw it already in
You
time.
already knew it was? Okay, so which one have you already seen?
Every single of this, but Karmine Corp, I think, you know, it's kind of hard for me like to play without Viper on this map, even if they nerf Viper. So I want to see how they're gonna change.
King Omen.
I think it's going to be cool to see the micro coming out from KC with that Harbor and the Yor, the ability to scale up and Martin to TP pass those walls.
Well, maybe Astra meta is back in full swing today. Thank you very much, Shadows, for joining here on the desk, and it's time to toss this
I don't know about
to Pansy
Fade.
and Steel.
Fade and Sova.
Yeah, thank you, Desk. And a lot to be discussed here between these two. You've got Karmine Core with that sea of red runs behind them, not looking great record-wise, right? But some heavy opponents. You had Heretics in there, Fnatic in there, but then Liquid. Where do they fall into this? Because surely it should be a walk in the park for Karmine Core.
You would think it's a walk in the park for Karmine Core, and they're looking so good in the beginning of, you know, split one and kickoff. Here they need to make a statement. They need to get a 2-0 win here. It needs to be convincing to show the world, hey, this is where we are.
Let's see if they can keep up to that
Fast
challenge.
opening.
Yeah, super aggressive right off the rip here. Kiko already going to find Tomasi, and Liquid happy to pressure on this one. It might force KC's hand. I'm curious if they're going to continue along this, if they're going to double down on this. Already Magnum trying to peel away, and Liquid are hunting.
They tank their own nade to do this as well. They get through that, but the spike's going to get planted 4 versus 5 here for the post-plant situation. This positioning down by Magnum, this is going to be key and crucial to secure this round.
Does he get the timing right, though? Again, the rest are being held off by CT. Time is being purchased, but it's all on Magnum's timing here. The rest of the team not quite feeling the pressure yet. Look at his timing on this.
The fight spawn's going to happen as well at the same time.
This is perfect. He's played it well. He's been disciplined. Martin's got 2. Magnum knows there's got to be a second. He saw the sky earlier. He knows where Yampi is. Yampi just has to fight forward. He's the last one alive. A 1v3. Oh, he couldn't quite snap back to it. KC with the first.
Beautiful conversion there by Karmine Core. Understanding exactly what was going on, how they took elbow control as soon as they realized, hey, Team Liquid has control of hookah. Okay, we get sight, we take elbow, and we just disrupt that retake. When I look at the maps that are picked here, Bind and Sunset, it feels like Karmine Core has just the better map pool overall, and that is going to be something that Liquid's going to struggle with, because Liquid, you know, their best maps are Lotus, Icebox, but those are really good maps for Karmine Core as well. So what do? They pivot, they pick Sunset, but Karmine Core is really good on that map too.
Yeah, it's tough when they have quite a robust map pool, isn't it? If you get pushed away from maybe some of your more comfort picks, you're going to be struggling. But what do we then make as we are in a tech pause? Of course. Naturally. What do we make of the compositions here? Because I kind of wanted to come to you with this question anyway, because it certainly caught the desk off guard a little bit, seeing something, you know, it was seeing some curious picks coming out, even the Astra coming back into place, seeing the Harbor Omen coming out here. Some very unique looks. Where do you sit on this? What's what's caught your eye when it comes to the comps?
I mean, Team Liquid's doing nothing too crazy. They just replaced the Omen with an Astra, and I think there's a lot of value with that, with recalling the stars to help with your defaults, being able to use the gravity well as well to take fast map control to assist with fights, and obviously with those post plants as well. Obviously, starting defender side, they're not going to see that as much. I do like Harbor in general. I think if you're able to mix him into compositions, he could be really strong because he's versatile. You don't have to just lay down your wall at the start of the round and you're kind of stuck with that wall placement. So I do like that, but losing that pressure from that Viper, constantly cycling the wall or the orb up and down, creating that pressure, being able to take that space, using that Molotov for the post plants, for example. I think there is some give and take, and it's just interesting to see how they'll do it. They have that double dart and they have that Yoru, so I expect that it's something to do with the rest of the composition there, why they pivoted away from that Viper.
No, I want to see it in action. Again, for Carmine Core to make adjustments like this, it's normally well thought through. I think everyone behind the scenes will always give a lot of credit to Eng because of historically what he's done, but also with this KC roster and those early looks coming out for them, it was wonderful. So there's nothing going to be, you know, lacking consideration. He's going to have worked out what he wants to achieve with this, and the team's clearly happy enough to run it. So we have to wait and see how it actually looks in practice. Have been told hopefully this will be resolved shortly, so thank you for your patience. And on the other side for Liquid, I think it is one of those where, you know, being a Liquid fan is always the brutality of the highs and lows of it. You see that potential in moments and then it's taken away, and it's hard to kind of compensate through that. If you're looking at this team overall, while we take a second here, when you're looking at Liquid, who has had, you look individually at who they've got on this roster, there's some big talent, big names. We haven't seen them quite find their footing here. Is it, you know, down to the fundamentals? Is it down to the compositions? Is it down to the map pool? Is it down to the players individually, the coaching? What's kind of coming to your mind of, if you were going to go through a checklist of, okay, things to identify and try and polish out during a regular season, what's towards the top end of the list there? Because clearly they won't be happy with some of their results. They have been hitting what they'd like to be. So where would you go when you're discussing Liquid?
I think they're suffering a similar fate as Navi in the sense that it comes down to a fundamental and discipline issue more than anything else. When we've seen them having team play, they can be really good. We can see where their skill ceiling is. We can see the individual talent from the players, but where they fall short is mistiming things, where the lurk goes too fast or the rest of the pack goes too slow, and there's a mismatch of something going on there. We even saw it kind of on the pistol round here, where they're pushing out, they get that man advantage, they get that opening, and then coming into the retake, that's when things kind of fall apart, they get disrupted. Finding a way to be more, having more teamwork and relying on fundamentals
cohesion,
more. Yeah, that's where they need to find it. And that could be a coaching thing, it could be an in-game leading thing.
That's what I was going to ask you. In your experience, where does that lean towards? Because they have changed over IGL. You know, obviously we have just seen the Nats has taken over that role. Could that be a solution potentially, do you think?
It depends on what the actual problem is. So right now we can see symptoms of like an issue, but we don't know exactly what the issue is. So you could say, okay, new IGL, new coach, boom, problem solved. But realistically, it comes down to the individual players. You can lead a horse to water, right? But if these players don't want to buy into that or don't shape up individually, it doesn't matter how good your ideas are.
Perfect. Little food for thought there as we get back underway. Thank you for bearing with us during that. So we wait and see. First round was Carmine Core's. It was a very interesting round, and Liquid went very aggressive. It looks like we might be seeing more of that. Magnum could be on the chopping block. Man's got a whole lot of players coming his way. That's a whole lot of pistols you just heard fire. Oh my god, Shin's gone down. They're just brawling. They've cut off Magnum. What do they want to do with this now? They've got the spike down here. This forces Tomasi to invest on his utility. This is all just a bit of a weird stalemate. He wants the spike. He's got it. A little bit of spray. He backs off. Okay, so they've divided the map in the most curious of ways.
Yeah, it seems like Liquid didn't even know where Casey was heading because that spike ran straight at them.
Oh my gosh, and it's going to carry on here. There's no rest for the Wicked. Oh my god, Mystic's found Magnum. There's still danger here. Yampy, anything to be done? Oh, no! Get out of here, Yampy! Of course it's him! Of course! Nobody else! How's he gone away
Holy
with
fuck,
that
Casey, man.
robbery? They can't look at the faces on them. Look at the face. You can't be happy with that.
That was super greedy from KC. Everything there. I mean, Magnum getting away narrowly. He's playing his life. But what happens right after that? Shin runs at Liquid with that spike. And everyone, they're just chasing eco kills. And what happens? They get punished for it. Liquid just swinging this around.
That's unreal stuff. Well, that's a mood swing, isn't it? Liquid are going to be grinning. Without even Bacon looked happy back there. So now we're going to be on to a bit of a weird round. KC, well, Martin taking a big chunk early on. He's one of the players with the rifles here. Narrate, similar situation, light armor, Vandal still there, but walking on eggshells. You're just like, what are these absolute nutters up to now? You know, are they walking down, so where are they up to? This feels like, I don't know, like a weight's been lifted off of Liquid. They're playing very reactive, very aggressive. And now it maybe simmers down a little bit here. Could be Kiko to get the attention. Again, the two danger men in this one, with the rifle now being shuffled out, will be Shin and Narrate.
Take flight.
Again, a little bit of a split. Nothing too audacious about it. 3-2 split here. Kiko's got to be careful. Okay. Well, that'll do.
He was
that'll
low.
do the job. And he's just drifting out. Trades there. Wait and see if there's any further threat to this, because the two rifles are still with Shin. One of them now. It's not clean from Liquid, but there's a bit of danger to this. 30 seconds. Shin and Magnum. Rifle filtered back into the hands there, so Magnum's going to pick it up.
3 seconds for the next smoke. He might smoke, fake the plant, and TP back, depending on what's happening.
Ignore that. Ignore it. We're ignoring that. And, well, Carmine Core are going to ignore the end of that round too. Just fizzled out in the end. Liquid keeping a firm grip on this one. Don't say it.
Not saying anything, just thinking it. Thinking it.
Not
saying it.
That's look at you making improvements. I'm so proud of you. But again, a little bit of an attempt there, just kind of with the leftover money from the previous purchase, considering how wrong it went. They did a bit of damage. But I'm kind of looking at how this then leaves Liquid going forward with their financial situation, because it was a costly round. So maybe a little bit of something lacking here and there, but I am seeing an outlaw for Enzo, and considering the light armor for Carmine Core, that could be deadly.
Rifles up for Carmine Core, so we might see a little bit of a quicker opening here as they split up and take that split out control. But here we go.
But look at it, Liquid is just going aggressive, and they've put bodies behind that. That's not just one man, that was a 3-man hit squad.
But not overextend. They're not trying to bite off more than they can chew. They realize what the situation is. Hey, we didn't get what we wanted right there. Let's reset before it gets disastrous.
Okay, so they fall back a little towards site. Carmine Core aren't wasting too much util on re-clearing this. They put Martin to the case. They're still going for this 3-2 split here. 3 players, of course, from Liquid waiting. Yampi's now got good info on that. Narrate's going to pop the ult, though. All going to come down as well, coming in off towards site, waiting for the actual contact to be made. As Tomasi finds Yampi, but there's the second string of it. Mystic only good for 1 there and does fall. Kiko's still on the side. They've got to know he's here. Nice work so far until then. Kiko, keeping control. It's on Shin. Oh, up above, he had no idea. He's got TP. Has he got the spike? Yes. A lot going for him here. How do you want to play it? 35 seconds. He's up against Nats, who is ice cold.
But he knows where Nats is because that Molly positioning.
That's too smart.
It's too smart.
This guy, he's so cold in those situations. That's what you want from a player like Nats. Keep cool. You know there was a chance that Shin could have TP'd there. Could have been loads of options, but no. Kept his composure. Very mellowed out here, but still. Again, I've got to say credit to man on the side, Kiko. Held this down very well.
That was looking like a really good execute from Carmine Core, actually, with that Nightfall moving in together and getting those opening kills. And Team Liquid, you know, they had 3 players on the site. They didn't have the greatest of openings, but Kiko getting those 2 were massive. That changed the tide. A little bit of an eco.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my, wait,
He
that
got
does
some
so
damage.
much damage.
Outlaw, high penetration.
Bloody hell. A little bit of an opportunity there. Not going to be able to close down on the kill with the Stinger. And yeah, Liquid handing this to him. Not falling for it. Confidence aplenty. I feel like Liquid have turned over a new leaf. I don't know what I'm seeing. This looks confident. This has got a plan in mind. They've come in looking better than ever. I'm genuinely quite stun-locked with what we're seeing here, Josh.
I wonder if Casey's a little shook from that second round and, you know, still reeling from that and not having that mental recovery yet. We've seen kind of how they shape up against other teams that are, you know, the higher skilled teams. They're slow to adapt. I wonder if they're slow to rebound mentally from bad mistakes. I know that they have characters, players that can pop off, but I don't know if Nere in this 1 versus 4 is going to be able to do it. He would be one of the players on this team to be able to do it.
9 bullets. That's, got a real min-max on this one. He's lost the angle. Forced away, spammed out. Bad to worse, really. he's trying to get someone for free here. Diffuse, gonna be, it's not stopping. Yampi sitting there smiling at him. Not gonna even move a muscle. Light work for Liquid. And cleared Narrate in the end. Okay, let's slow it down, because like we said there, I feel like we might even see a timeout going out for KC soon. And I'm surprised maybe after that pistol round, maybe a bit too early, but there could be something to be said about the fact these players aren't bounding back. They're looking a little shaken from this, looking a little frustrated. And Liquid look composed, they look confident, they're taking some high-risk opportunities, but they're backing away after that. They're playing really well, and I know it sounds weird to sound shocked by it, but we've seen them, I mean, a lot of the issues have been lacking in kind of synergy, timing's a little off here and there, not having that kind of singular plan in mind. There's been problems for them.
Another fast opening for Carmine Core here. Getting that info, not Long B, not Hookah. They go straight into that site. It's only Yampi there.
They do have the Divided with Mystic. They've got the Viper's Pit with Nats as well. Full kit and Caboodle coming back in with all that utility. They have to get there still. Ult coming out from Martine.
Such a late rotation as well. They were thinking, do we want to go for the flank? It's too late to TP now.
This is awkward.
Oh, they're waiting for that wall so they could TP without being heard.
Nice concept. Did Magnum, I don't know if he was just ahead of that or not. I think he might have been aware of the chance, or at least considered it. Very heads up work for him, but it's a 3v4. First time it's been a real advantage for Carmine Core, and they've got to hold on to this. They can't let this one slip. Shin doing damage, but it's Mystic answering back, a 2v2 now. Narrate and Martine probably feeling a little panicked by this, but the perfect reveal, perfect information, and the post plan gets kept safe. Carmine Core stabilize a little bit there.
The double dart comp is so strong against that Astra wall because that utility can come through and it's just so hard to react to it. I think one of the things I want to point out, though, is that the fact that, yeah, Team Liquid has done an IGL change, so they're going to have a little bit different of an approach. Yeah. But also, we haven't really seen either team on this map. We haven't seen them on this map this split, and we barely saw them on this map last split as well. So I think part of it is Liquid gets to choose whatever they want to do, and Casey, they're going a little blind. They don't know what to expect, really.
Yeah, I guess you're absolutely right about that one. Like this adjustment, see if it's got some value. Ooh.
Prowler didn't spot him.
He's played in. No idea. He knows someone's close as well. Gonna have to get the hell out of danger, but he's in a little bit of a spot of bother. You can see the utility off the back of, I think that would be Yampi, yeah. The dog towards long, maybe making sure no one's gonna be TPing behind him, see if he can maybe keep Kiko safe, but Magnum's committed to this. Oh, the timing! The synergy between the two of them. Enzo trying to play in Kiko on the shot. No. He didn't get it, a miss. And that's gonna sting. Enzo tried his best to help him out there. Give him a favorable fight, but now, what did Casey do? Down to 4, couple of options available.
The regroup, they got that pick on A. They realize it's probably 2-2 split. Fade was spotted at Showers. You can expect the Viper to be playing there as well.
And nice timing on the Seekers. That's good. Yeah, you gotta know everything. Quickly make their way down from short.
The reaction from Liquid here to push through Hookah.
Oh, but Enzo's in for the timing on this.
30 seconds
Magnum,
left.
think about it. The way he's moving around doesn't feel like it. It absolutely doesn't feel like it. They did not believe that Enzo would still be around, and Nats is not a million miles away. Enzo will go. This is not safe by any means, and Nats.
Oh, the gun.
Yeah, but he's got him anyway. Nice little spot there, Shin now. Oh, and the rest of the team comes over. Liquid, so synergized together, playing off each other so well. This seems like a team back on the same page.
They are looking way more gelled together, cohesive. They're moving together. They understand how to support each other. Even when Kiko gets that kill opening up at Long B, hits that TP, he waits for his teammate to come through. He waits for Enzo to come and do the Prowler. Then he does the Haunt. He peeks with the Haunt with the door opening. The only other thing I could think of is, did Mystic have any stars available? Where were all the stars placed where he wasn't able to place something to help assist getting out? Because Kiko had 2 satchels. Could have just satcheled away.
Yeah.
With the proper located smoke from Astra.
That would have been nice, wouldn't it? You know,
would have
layers to it, but still, I think we've got to kind of call it what it is here. This is worrying for Carmine Core. Haven't seen them look this flustered in a minute. And you could argue that those first couple of the rounds, some of those moments probably sting. But bloody hell, did not expect this one today. Got a couple of rifles here. One with Shin, one with Martine. The rest, classics and bits and bobs, but they're going. And so far, it's working. Just throwing everything, including the kitchen sink at it, and they're doing it right back to them. Classic's coming out on top. Oh, but Kiko, he catches one with the pain shell, the follow-up with the ult, and now into a 2v3. Shin, Magnum, and Martin still standing. Plant coming in. Now, rifles have been collected. Carmine Core back on a good position here with the weaponry. Yampy, no slouch with this gun, though. Don't forget it for a second. This man has done wonders before. What a time to do it again, but a hard situation to break back into.
Resmoke.
Kiko creeping close up. First man couldn't get past him. I think Yampy might just try and drift away, keep that operator in play for the following rounds, but a gear shift then from Carmine Core.
Yeah, and we've seen them try to do these fast openings a few different times. Got caught out a couple of times by Liquid doing either an aggressive pick or Kiko getting that offline on long B, for example. And when we see this happening, it's just so difficult for KC to deal with because that round where they all hit the teleporter, it was a free B site. I feel like they played themselves in those moments. And I wonder if that is a part of that whole mental block thing that we discussed earlier. I wonder if it's a part of how they struggle to adapt in certain situations as well. But I think Team Liquid still has a pretty good handle of what's going on in this game. We've seen a couple of good executes from Carmine Core, especially at this B site.
Yes.
With those, the double darts, the Nightfall. This is the second time we've seen a Nightfall exec.
No, it's actually lovely to watch, isn't it? When you, because again, you're seeing something you asked for some of the other teams to show us is, you know, maybe when some of the more on the fast and loose side of things aren't working, you fall back to a set piece. We're seeing that KC do have some, they have some lovely set pieces to bring out here. So can Liquid be even more disruptive? I'm looking at Kiko.
He wanted it.
Yeah. Oh, Shin. Oh dear. Oh dear. A little bit of an exchange.
That's not a bad exchange. Paranoia for a dog. That's no re-clear early in the round. Yeah. The Paranoia will assist with the execution, for example, taking hookah control, but confirmed info. They know that it's 2 at long, and we know that it's a third player in hookah. That might be a speed up on A right now.
Looking to see them collect that spike and lean back over that way, and it looks like that could be the case, but they're not going too quickly here. Waiting for Martin to pop the ult. There it is, he's going in. They've identified it well, but Nats is going to try and isolate any support from showers, so that's going to keep away Magnum. The rest of the players coming up towards short here. Mystic just gets outdone in the end. Nats with a quick TP, only a 1-for-1 trade out, so the site should be Carmine Core's. Blanc going to be coming in.
Spike planted.
Kiko's close, but I mean, it's tricky to find value here. Oh, okay. Maybe not too difficult for him. The rest of the team now coming on over. Retaking with that judge. Well, U-Haul's looking vulnerable. That's going to be 2 players, noted.
Follow the Prowler. He's got the judge as well to clear that out. Best weapon for this.
He's got a chance on it. Shouldered, Shin knows it, but the wide swing doesn't work out for Enzo. Kiko, I mean, it's heroics. It's a damn nice try, but it's not going to work. Carmine Core back in the driving seat here, starting to get much more of the tempo down, getting better reads, kind of adjusting quickly off the back, some nice calls being made.
That was a good mid-round call by Carmine Core. They're realizing that aggression from that long B player, like they're not using that dog without the offer being there. There's just no way in hell. And then also showing that judge in hookah, the instant speed up by Carmine Core, popping that your ultimate, getting in that site, getting that info. Mystic had an opportunity, kind of whiffed it a bit. I think on that retake as well, the Nightfall, you just got to go straight in there with that judge. That player got back up to full HP before the judge took contact inside of that lamps area.
Now we're going to see Liquid suffering. Down to Sheriffs, down to very little. Oh my, not again, not again, not again.
The 5-out hookah.
Yeah, they're just getting flashbacks here. So does then KC try and just speed up towards A? They want nothing to do with it. Who knows?
KC didn't know exactly how many players from Team Liquid were there. Was it all 5? Was it only 4 or 3? So they're not just rushing it down. They don't want to get double shortied or something like that on A. They do have a dart. But that's pretty much the only info util that they have. They could use the Harbor ultimate and kind of run in skill with that as its lightning is showing and displacing the Liquid players. But do you want to use that in a 3 versus 3 against an eco? Carmine Core.
Thing that worries me, Josh, is the timing of this. They're going again.
They know where the weapons are down, though, and they expect Team Liquid's going to come and try to retrieve those weapons to play out the round.
They thought earlier that might be the case. Surely not now.
Mozzie, he's faking it. He's going to get caught.
Oh, he's just got his hands in the air like he doesn't care. Kiko's going to catch him.
Confirmed info.
And they've got to know. That's got to be a fake. And now they've got weapons, too. Oh, it's gone from bad to worse.
Planning for spawn in that hookah position They shouldn't expect it. Hey, he's planning for spawn. They're going to be double spawn. Why is he in hookah? Still.
3 up long, 1 on site and 1 in hookah. What do they have left to clear with this? Nats has a little bit of utility.
Don't dart. You dart, you give away your position. They know he's hookah now, I think.
You could maybe extrapolate that information, right? Now they've got to know maybe Martin's on site. This could be put together here. KC giving away the game a little bit, but still Liquid need to stick the landing. They might just, oh, Magnum! Saving them! After that, almost fell to pieces. Yeah, you can see that's just relief. That's not even happiness. That's just, okay, I averted another tragedy from happening.
Squeaky bum time.
Yeah, just a little bit. Bloody hell, not twice in one game.
Right here, and this is where everything was like falling apart in front of their eyes. Like, oh no. But Nats seemingly out of ammo, maybe spamming through the orb, too many bullets. It's always a good rule of thumb that you only spam like 2/3 at most of your magazine into a smoke. You need to keep some reserve ammo, so if they come through, like, you don't want to be caught reloading. That's just the worst situation to be in. But 5-5, we got a tied game now.
We do. And it's been 3 consecutive for Carmine Corp. They found what they needed to, kind of maybe depending a little bit more on those set pieces, a little bit, you know, heavier on the executes, and it's been working out well. Now we're seeing Liquid pumping the brakes. You see Bacon kind of taking the lead on the conversation, it looks like. Same we said for Ring there. So both teams checking in. We do have the divide up for Mystic, couple of ults in place as well on the other side. So kind of seeing what we have here, Josh, where are you seeing them lean towards? You know, Carmine Corp have options to go back to these set pieces that seem to be working. Liquid looking disruptive still, but it's not getting them around any further.
So the last time Liquid had that Astral divide, they were able to play a 4A stack and play for that retake. Right now, I wonder, is Carmine Corp going to combo that Omen ultimate with that Harbor ultimate and go for another fast pace towards B hit? Because all of their set plays have been towards B. It's been ulties towards B, and it's looking like they're gearing up for that again here.
And on the other side, I'm looking for it. It's going to be Yampy trying to hold him back. I think Mystic. So, hello. And away we go. Yeah, do they just evacuate site? I feel like you have to respect this. The executes have been really solid. They're very similar to what we saw before. Himself a pocket to play out of.
Here it comes.
There it is, yeah. So having to respect this early, I think Liquid already decided they were going to sit back site, but how much pressure do they get put under towards CT? Nats will eventually make it their long old lurk for him, but you can see Magnum getting curious. That felt a bit too far. Maybe a little unnecessary, but maybe trying to tee these guys up, set them into a play. I think they've gone a little too deep there. Try and disrupt as best they could. Narrate doing what he can, but he's been overwhelmed. And now look at the number advantage. Caught in the seas, Tomasi has to stand and fight, and he loses. He falls, and it's all on Shin. A 1v4, and the adaptation from Liquid was the perfect solution.
Good discipline from Liquid here as well, especially in that 4-on-1.
That's an isolated kill, but no chance on a follow-up. Good spacing. Liquid are on the case. Josh, again, it feels weird to be this enamored by what we're seeing from Liquid, but we've seen them having such a up and down season, a very, very hard time for them. They came into this with a full idea of what was going to be thrown against them, it felt like.
Yeah, I think right now you're just seeing how they're doing the fundamentals. They understand the game plan of who is at B. It's just 2 of us. We're spotting for info. Cool. Hey, man, they've used Dart, they've used Haunt, they've used Prowlers, they've used, you know, XYZ. Zed. Sorry, I've been living in the US too long.
It's allowed.
And they instantly back up. They hold spawn, they hold elbow. They know, hey, the site's yours. Go on, take it. We'll do the 5v5 retake because we're not holding this just the 2 of us. And that's what you need to do in situations like this. Get that early info. Wait.
Okay, a little bit of a different look this time, though. Testing out this A side of the map. Going to be a couple of players here, though. Nats going to hear the TP, going to relay all that information. But he hasn't heard everything. He's heard only a little bit here, and Mystic's on the other side. Oh,
no.
You don't get to fool Nats! You do not get to fool Nats. Yeah, you can take him down the end, but he took down 3 of yours. Read him like a book, didn't move a muscle. Had faith in Mystic holding down the other side. What do the other 2 do now? Shin and Narrate. One off from the ult for Narrate here, but still, you got mountains to climb. The ult could give him a good step towards the site, but I don't know what they're meant to do with it now. Just going to be going for a contact, it looks like. And Enzo's position. They're probably not even going to check on this, really.
One enemy remaining.
No, they're absolutely not.
Spike down
Shin,
A.
you got some more? Nah. Josh, I got to
That's
call it
it.
what it is. This has been a damn good half from Liquid.
This has been explosive from KC, but Liquid has just been doing such a... we just watched them all season long, and it's just like, disappointment, kind of. You know, over rotations, the timing's off, the cohesion's off, people are overextending and not giving the team an opportunity to play out the rounds. But here, they're doing such a good job. Obviously, that round comes down to Nats being in a great position, hitting a really good spray transfer on short, being able to flick to that second opponent just so efficiently. It's the last bullet that he needs to confirm the kill on the first player, he's already shifted targets. And that's I guess the skill ceiling of Team Liquid. You have the individual skill on these players. You just need to allow them the space to let that develop.
Right, into the second half here. Liquid now on the attack, which then means Carmine Court on the defending side. And a real exchange of space here. High priority towards showers from Carmine Court, allowing Liquid steps here, but look at Nats leading the flock.
It's a fake, and the spike's going up towards B as Team Liquid crunches through that spawn.
Oh, so much on the shoulders of Tomasi here. So much on this one-man shoulders. He's got to go so big here. Does really well. Finds both of them. That's massive. And now the other three feeling a little left out. You can already see how Carmine Core responding. Falling further away. Nats. Big shot towards Narrate, but Carmine Core have support here now. They've divided the map in a whole new way. How did Liquid try and recover this spike? Get back to business. Tomasi, he's actually in trouble here. He's got help, but oof, got a little dangerous Magnum. No sweat, and Nats on 6 HP. Don't see it working out, but this man can occasionally do weird stuff.
Maybe with a Phantom, but I just don't know with this if that's going to happen.
Not going to happen there. But let's kind of talk about what we're seeing, because that was... It felt like both teams had a good idea of what they wanted to do in that to an extent. But this call from Nats, be it pre-planned or not, again, this is something that I like the idea of between Nats and Eng, and the kind of understanding each other of what's a nice way to approach it, how to try and pressure that maybe the heavier shower stack coming out and saying, okay, screw it, we're going around spawn then. It's a nice little back and forth between these guys.
Yeah, usually pistol rounds like this are scripted out, where you have that understanding of how the end goal is going to look. It looked like they knew and planned that spawn push and to connect through hookah with the B players, but with the teleport... Oh, okay.
We
don't know exactly how it's going to go out here. Is that spike going to get planted this early? Are they going to push through?
I don't know, if I'm honest, and I don't think Carmine Core knows either. They look a little bit nervous here. Oh, and rightly so! Liquid, they're doing it to him again! Oh, this could be another tragedy. Narrate desperately trying to keep it together. Look at the HP.
20 combined.
15, 5, Kiko, Magnum. That shock dart could do so much. They gotta know it. Kiko, oh my god. Wait, how's Kiko alive?
He dodged it, he got off the spike plant.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
Standing ahead.
And the dart going
It's gonna
in.
reposition.
Got destroyed Kiko now. He's got the Bulldog in 50 seconds. He's got a lot of time to play with here.
Does he expect Kiko to run to B, so he's gonna cut off that angle, or is he...
Magnum's not being quiet about this. The reposition. Maybe just keeping himself close to the TP just in case.
It was a quick reposition, but I think he's got to commit through or go to B. Like, you can't just sit here and wait. That timing is going to get lost.
But would Kiko even consider it? I don't know. This feels like a real...
30 seconds left.
I think the longer it goes on, Magnum's playing himself.
Kind of are, right? You're just going through the options.
Oh!
Oh, the timing. He's away.
He has to walk. He has to walk the whole way, though.
Dart's going to be back up as well. Kiko not going to plant safely. He has no idea. Neither does Magnum, though, to be fair. Magnum's keeping quiet. So he gets to reposition. Where does he choose? Where does he pick? He's caught a clip.
Oh, really makes you hold your breath there, huh?
Yeah, that got so close. But, okay, Carmine Core won the round, but that was almost again, you know? Like, what the hell is going on here?
It's two ghosts. One of them's defending at the back of A site, and then you have a Guardian coming through spawn on that rotate. And you have Liquid hopping through with classics, just jumping around, spamming that right click, the burst fire. It's just so hard to focus the targets when you have single fire weapons like the Guardian. I mean, except for here for Narrate, that made it look easy, right?
Fine. Bloody hell. Yeah, this is so scary.
I have one thing to say. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. No.
I don't know if I believe you. I don't know. And now we get into... And Martin's been spotted. He can't stick around it too long, can he?
Baits out some more utility. He can still teleport away, but it seems like that molly is missed, and he just holds on to that spot. Come and clear me out. I'm chilling here. Force me out.
Stick around. Hold on to that. Nothing off the Prowler. I think we're just kind of playing out default here. There's nothing really being overtly worked. You're not seeing showers being toyed with or long yet. You've seen... really, the only thing they've seen is Nats showing a little bit over towards A short, but that's it.
I think they're trying to make Carmine Core sweat a little bit and waste a little bit of their utility. Maybe at a certain point they'll feel pressured enough that they peek right into Team Liquid's trap, and here comes the group.
Still here.
Showed their hand.
They've got to check this diligently. That wouldn't be something they can walk into lightly anymore. Oh, okay. Well, tell a light, Yampi. Went on in. Guess forced him back with his life. That's one way to do it, but into the side. Look at the amount of bodies here. Already rotations are on the way. They're going to have basically 5. A wrap coming through from Shin as well. Carmine Core looking in control here. 25 seconds and Liquid. This is getting dangerous.
Big, secure flank as well.
Liquid, they are boxed in here. Back to the wall. Valorant about to be happening. On the better purchase out of the two of them too.
Shin's gonna catch Enzo here, maybe?
Should do.
And that's a weapon.
He does. Mystic got a trade out, but so did Martin, so it still keeps going better for Carmine Core. The first tap on the spike, and they have to check on this eventually. Nats puts his life on the line for it. Kiko now in a 1v3. 8 bullets, no chance in hell. Carmine Core getting back into the swing of things. Correcting a little bit. Beautifully handled.
Outside of a few greedy rounds from Carmine Core, and most notably round 2 of the first half, Loot running at the eco with that spike. We've seen a really good game. We see both teams. They want this. They're playing really solid. A lot of fundamentally sound decisions. Maybe a couple of misplays by Carmine Core in the first half, extending a little bit too much in that post plan, not really reading the situation about where they should take that next fight. But both teams really just taking it down to the wire and almost playing as perfect as they could be and with the information that they have.
And it's been 3 now. Strung together for Carmine Core. See, Nats on the Outlaw. No light armor to be working against, but Sheriff's there with him.
Why is Shin getting the orb over Narrate? That is a question for me. That is a big question mark, but if there's a reason behind it.
Oh, he's got 10 HP now.
That Outlaw hurts.
Yeah, absolutely does. And they have spammed Util back down long. Narrate doesn't get revealed. This is going to be, it should be him on for it. Banging shot from Enzo. Quick trade out, but Magnum now has to kind of relinquish.
Don't hit your teammate with this.
Oh god, this is getting dicey. Shin is 10 HP, so he does have to be very, very careful. Shin's gone down. And they're making mountains out of molehills here, Liquid. I don't know how they keep doing this. Just that Outlaw and a couple of Sheriffs, and suddenly they're a threat again. They have the site secured. Martin's a mile away. Oh, Tomasi caught Nats, okay. Kiko just want to buy a little bit of time here. Does he find a target? Oh, he doesn't! But he still gets the shot. Gun back out in time. Magnum goes down, 2v2, but the HP. Mystic low, Kiko low. And they're both on the site. Martin's slow progress might finally prove so valuable, but the timing is everything. Does he catch?
I think he flashes for his teammate to come and spawn. No.
Okay, no, Tomasi just drifted out. They still don't know about the additional person, right? They still don't know where he is. And Martin's gonna find out the hard way. Mystic waiting. And Liquid just looking dangerous in the most bizarre rounds.
I think KC is playing all these rounds as if Team Liquid has a full buy, but when Team Liquid is on these rounds with the Sheriffs, with the Classics, especially with the Classics, I think it's just, we need to see a little bit more discipline. I would expect this to come out of Team Liquid. I don't expect this as much to come out of Carmine Core in these types of situations, and it's costing them. It's costing them big time.
Yeah, it's like how many anti-ecos and like those sort of rounds are they getting messy? And this is strange to see it back at 8-8, because I thought KC were back in the driving seat, which they were. Liquid just about tying this one up here.
Well, at least Shin has his Omen teleport now, so he can get over to that other site.
Hey, there'll be...
Double time?
You just wait. There'll be a plan in mind.
I can't wait to see it.
Yep. For now, though, 3 players for KC posted towards A. We've got the 2 towards B. A totally different look pace-wise. Slow tempo.
The way that they're split up right now, does Team Liquid do a fake and go A through the teleporter with that Astral Divide?
I don't know how Nats does here.
Oh, the timing!
Oh! Martine rewarded!
Plans changed.
Yeah, do they then just commit now towards where they were? They've seen at least 2 players. You could argue even a third, considering you knew where that utility came from the harbor. What does Liquid do with this? 45 seconds now. They're going to have to make their minds up. You can already see Magnum rotating. There's going to be the contact off the Prowler. Got the divide. Great. He's in no man's land. Kept safe by a smoke, but he's in a whole lot of trouble.
No.
Hiko's going to pry him out of it, and he's... Oh, you can see the temptation for more, but it's Mystics taking the next layer of contact. Shin's still there. The trades are back and forth, but it's Martine in a 1v2. Outrageous attempt. Could do nothing with it. And Liquid in these very tense, very messy moments are keeping their cool somehow. That felt right down to the wire again.
And just considering the fact that KC had that man advantage, knew that Team Liquid was probably had to go towards B because they had no control over short A. It's just crazy to think that Team Liquid come out of that on top with 2 alive. It's right here. Narrate pulls out a haunt. He wants to get a scan, get a spam kill through the smoke, but he's just out. He's ahead of the pack, and he's caught with his pants down. Again, this is not the first time that we've seen KC caught out like this. And Team Liquid capitalizing.
Looking at the ults coming in here. Enzo's got his. Divide in play as well. Truly dull the senses off the back of these. This could be brutal to work against, but they're facing off a team who's got Sheriffs and that 1 rifle on Martine. 3 ults for KC too, so they've got a couple of options here. But I don't know if you want to be bringing it out in these sort of rounds.
I don't think Team Liquid wants to use the divide here just because they know if KC's on a lower buy purchase, it's scary letting them close the gap. Here's that info, Magnum down to 5 HP. Enzo, no, he's hurt him bad too.
Find you. Oh, the horn as well. While all this happens, they're making slow but steady progress up towards short. Still keeping track of him. Kiko trying to clear out towards U-Haul. There he is, catching Magnum on the back pedal away. Should be securing for the plant now. Kiko feeling confident.
He snuck here.
It's perfect. It's perfect timing. He's seen 1. Does he actually does know? Yeah, perfect. Kiko, confidence builder. That's the showstopper now. Seeing Kiko really come alive in this series as well. Finding some real comfort in the formula that Liquid are running. Shin and Martine would love an opportunity here, but I don't think they're going to get much from Liquid in this round.
Kiko's been finding some good openings, both sides. Yumpy wants that ult. He's getting close because everyone else on his team's got one. He's like, hey, I need mine too.
Yep. And I think all that he gets really is to give away the gun, but, you know, works a little bit closer towards his ult for the next round. But still, yeah, they nearly have the snowball round in hand here. They couldn't ask for a better outcome. Round win, yeah, 1 loss, but still, look at the absolute hand of cards they've been given now. Double digits, and KC are on the ropes a little bit.
I need to see 2 things happening here. 1, KC calls a tactical timeout. They need to discuss what's going to happen here. 2, Team Liquid has been playing slow openings all half on their attack side, but they have 4 ultimates here, including Showstopper, including Nightfall. They have that Astral Divide. We've seen them try to set up a fake on a couple of occasions. One of those was the pistol round, for example. Are they going to do some sort of misdirection using the Nightfall or that Astral Divide to take away some of that the sound cues from KC and do kind of like a misdirection by mixing in a fast tempo opening, but it's actually a fake? And is KC going to do anything to stop it? They have that Harbor ulti. That's going to be really good for getting a retake done. They have that Nightfall. That could be good in multiple different situations. They can combo that with the Omen ulti as well, where they're deaf, they don't hear where the Omen's teleporting to. He comes up behind them. It's going to be a very interesting round to see kind of which team plays into the other team's kind of meta brainworks thing happening here,
It's a lovely idea, isn't it? The back and forth. Mostly Eng having the conversation. Wonder if who is on the Liquid side right now. There he is, still Chase. He's using the time fully. There's a lot to go through. I guess you're right if you're thinking about it in the way of the amount of ults that Liquid have here, the way they've kind of approached this half thus far. 3 successful rounds strung together now. And for Carmine Core, they have a couple of ults of their own. Do they want to try and be proactive in their use? Do they want to try and, I don't know, deny off the back? I'm looking at Kiko's purchase. And it looks like the showstopper might be coming out here. Hopefully there's a bit more to it, but he's about to go flying in. There we are. No problem.
Is Tamazi going to hit that teleporter, or is he just placing his wall? Okay, he's just walling.
The wall.
Okay.
Okay, Kiko's out of there. That's the showstopper gone. But the ult then off the back, they've just drifted in one by one. I don't know what the plan was here, but it's not gone well. Carmine Core will take this every day. They haven't been given a chance like this before. And you shouldn't be losing 2v4s, especially when the spike's down very much in your control.
Well, when you put it like that, they're going to lose this 2v4.
Never, never. So they still have a smoke to put in to secure that spike. That's back in hand. They've got the divide. Yampy's still got a flash. Little bit of kit to play with here. What do these want to do with it? You got 50 seconds, and you got options.
Yeah, just finding the right site, the more undefended site. I think KC through and through from the beginning of the round to now have been playing this out perfectly. I'll try to break that down after, but just keeping 3 on that A site. Tamazi just locking down, Martin locking down Hookah. If they go up long B, cool, we go in for the retake together. They can hit the teleporter, they can go through spawn heavy.
30 seconds left.
All that it comes down to is Martin cannot go down without a kill. He needs to either live and play his life, or he needs to guarantee a kill.
See what he goes for. Looks like he's just going to be holding onto this for now. You can see the caution being shown, but down to 13 seconds. They
2 stars.
10 seconds left.
Right, 2 stars back in for use here. Plants in.
Spike planted.
Now they've got to be careful. Martin's position. Stick gave it a glance for a second, but completely unawares. This should be a freebie, really.
Perfectly
It is. Very nice. Yampy, you did something a little naughty with that classic earlier.
Now Martin goes first, finds out where Yampy is, and then the rest can trade.
Oh, they almost line up!
Oh! Like, you just see it in slow-mo, like, a train wreck.
Truly. Yeah, I can't look away. I want to see what happens, but I'm just rubbernecking the end of the round. That was... And again, like, in my head, I'm just getting, I'm thinking like, oh, but what if Mystic maybe did get that kill? And then suddenly they all start lining up, and it all starts going a little bit topsy-turvy. It gets a little bit worrying, but talk to me about the start, Josh, because I know you wanted to.
Yeah, so I think that was a really good call by whoever called it for KC. I'm assuming it was Eng. He was talking a lot. He basically told them, do a full stack on A. We even see Martin has his teleporter ready, positioned for A heaven. If things go not according to plan, he's ready to bail out, either to save his life or to save his teammates. And KC just dumped everything. But Team Liquid, they haven't used an ulti yet. They could do the same plan if they want to.
Running it back.
And Casey's doing the same plan too.
Yeah, we're going to see this keep going. This time the adjustment though. Tomasi going to be forced away from the paint shell. Now we can see what the reward is. Kiko struggled before, and again, still being shut down. Shin's going to find his man, but it's Yampy to trade out. Tomasi slips closer, slips ahead, punishes Yampy. They're losing out players here one by one. Mystic going to find both though. Securing at least a step towards the site. Narrate's still here and Martin's still around. Both heavy hitters. He's got his ult as well, Narrate. Enzo going to be held in place. I think Narrate knows that. Yeah, smoke had to come in. Allow him to cross if he needs to.
Like shot. Actually, no, it wasn't.
You can, now here come the mind games, right? So similar to last round, but it was a 2v4 before this one, a 2v2.
They're going to do an astral wall just to get a little bit of a sliver on the site, get that plant on that corner. That's what those pings are coming out for. And it's all on Enzo, I guess, to protect Mystic on that spike plant. And then they just play out the 2 versus 2.
You are divided.
There it is.
Oh, he got spotted.
Saw them for just a second there.
Nightfall,
30 seconds left.
It gets the decay. You have to capitalize on that, though.
Maybe some good info, but still, I want to see what the game plan is to try and keep hold of this plant. Not going to be easy to hold on to if they're both
They can't hear the defuse.
Yeah, they have no, but he didn't get halfway.
Wait, Martin, where you go?
Where has Martin gone? This Narrate's fighting on his own now. Needs some help. And now this is all going a bit topsy-turvy. Luckily, Narrate's damn good at the game and gets him the kill they needed.
Wow.
But that got really messy at the end.
that was sloppy. That was scrappy. I feel like it could have been a little bit more efficient with the usage of the abilities. I see the concept. You do the Nightfall, their depth, you can get on the spike. They don't know. It's going to force them to do something. But the split, Martine was reading that. Maybe it's just one player that came out to do the plant, and then the Astra's going to lurk through the short wall or something, has that gravity well to stall the defuse. Something weird going on. And I think KC just needed to tighten that up. They end up winning it nonetheless. So they should be happy about that. 10-10. And, you know, we're tied up again.
They've run down the ults as well. Kiko did, had to use his at the start there. Mystic as well. Enzo. They ran through so many. Down to just 2 left on the other side. They still have Shins, which they got quite early on, funny enough, and didn't find much value for. But that's checked on. Carmine Core is starting to get his number now. They're reading him real well. They've been getting these early advantages and starting to work them out. Liquid left wanting.
Well, the one good thing about Nats being the one that gets picked off early on these rounds is that he is the IGL. He gets to just sit back, click through all of his teammates, and make some better mid-round decisions here and call a better game without being distracted by what he needs to do in the round. That's a silver lining, you know, optimism.
The IGL copium. I hear it crystal clear from you. But it looks like Liquid don't have an answer to this kind of hold that Carmine Core have on A. It's been really well done.
I don't like the approach from Liquid because they're going right into a 3-man stack. They have the Seekers. They could confirm information very easily, but he's not in the right position for this. They're going to all go in the same spot. They're going to get taken down.
And they're trying to work off the back, actually. Maybe they do get some steps in. Kiko's been able to work forward.
Is it enough, though? I don't think it is.
I don't think so. With Yampi falling, they can't really close down on the info that it got him. Enzo just drifting around. Does catch a man. Looks for a follow-up, and it's Kiko on the swing. What? So... I need a replay on that one. Tomasi now in a 1v3. Liquid somehow just dismantling the back line of players. And they've read it well. That's the info they needed. They can now speed up if they want to back away. Well, actually, time-wise, I don't think they can. So they need to get the plant down, but they know where Tomasi is. He almost got down Enzo.
Sheesh.
Easy, Tiger.
Brazen.
Needs to play your life. The Boombot does take a second go. Kiko's got him. How?
Left, right, and center. I think it was.
Kinda, yeah.
I think Kiko came in through lamps, got the backstab on site. Enzo came up through the right side of triple, and I think the last player was also coming up between that truck and triple area, and they just converge at the same time. But yeah, I'm looking at the mini map there, and I see 4 defenders on that site.
Look at it.
This should be a super simple cleanup for KC here. They're still on the spike. They have that crossfire. And
Boys, we need to chill.
And that's coming back in here. Well, it's always interesting to see him being a little bit more vocal, touching base. Oh, Magnum.
Spam down to 7. He wants that all. He's 1 off, but is it worth it?
I got it. I don't know if he gets away.
Dude, why? Why?
Run. What are you doing?
Stop. Stop.
Please.
You just picked up the orb to get your ultimate so you could use it on this round. Why are you spamming with 7 HP, your Sheriff, through the smoke like you're not going to get spammed back? You're either getting the orb because you want to use it here, or maybe you're denying it from the enemy. But, you know, if you die, you get it next round anyways. So what are we doing? What's the purpose?
I hope he finds out soon. Because I'm a little bit worried.
Well,
a nice
there you
shot
go.
will
Okay.
help it. There we are. Lovely. Dart back on as well.
Clearly knows more than me.
Absolutely.
Liquid losing that first pick again. I feel like this has been a trend for these guys in this half, but still in the 4v5s, they win, and they're against an eco right now. Just Sheriff's up, 5 HP for Magnum.
But those ults are looming. Magnum's got his, Martine's got his. If it starts feeling more and more winnable, they can.
Are they going to use their Yoru ulti and combo this?
It could do.
Magnum's in position.
Big synergy off the back of it. Yeah, wait and see if maybe someone helps him out here. So far, so good. Martine does well. Forces them out of these comfortable positions. Spots the player pop in the eye.
Oh, wait.
Happy again! He is doing just unthinkable things! Magnum's still barely alive here. The 7 HP from earlier coming back to haunt him, but Enzo's got to be careful. Keep his head down here. Spotted, though, in the mist. Nat's going to catch an array, and Magnum, the last one alive. 7 gets brought down to 1. So hard to find a way through this. It'd almost be unthinkable, praying for a random headshot, a shot in the dark, and Nats is having none of it. They're up to 12. Big round there. It got so scary though. Got very, very close at times. Couple of threatening moments, but they kept control in the end.
If there's a timeout available for KC, I think they need to use it here. They might have used...
I think they've used both.
Both, yeah. Once in the first half, once now. I don't understand the idea behind that. They had that 5 versus 4. They popped 2 ultimates to try to secure that round. Here they go with the timeout. So,
okay, so it was Liquid's one earlier then.
Yeah.
Must have been. Huh.
Yeah, Liquid called
First
one
off?
and then KC called like a counterplay to it, I think, off of the back of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Is that what I'm thinking? And yeah, I just don't know if I agree with that because they don't have either of those ults in this round, the gun round. It's 12 to 10 and they have no ultimates except for the Shin one that came up at, you know, I'm talking about it. It's round 3 in the second half. It's like round 15 of the game and they're prioritizing the open ulti over the Narrate's Fade ultimate, that Nightfall. And we haven't seen that Omen ulti come out yet. But what we are seeing come out is that op. And we haven't seen the defense side or the op yet on KC's side. This is going to be the first round. It's going to be interesting to see how they open him up because Martin, we've seen him aggressive on short A, we've seen him aggressive in hookah, we've seen him solo B. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of what they do. And he's Yoru. He's got options. He can fake the teleporter. He can go through the teleporter for real. All sorts of stuff. He's got double darts.
He can work with this. Nats has been chatting the whole time as well, so Liquid had a kind of mini check-in as well for them, but this is dangerous, Josh.
If Liquid at least makes this round close, they might unlock 3, maybe even 4 ultimates for the next round, depending on how the kills and deaths and or pickups go.
Okay, similar start though. We've seen this beginning before, but it's with those 3 men kind of locking down that A push. Now with the operator in play, does that change things? Oh my, wait, Magnum!
The trade though.
Okay, Shin's still there. Enzo is just popping off. He's just caught 2 players. Perfect work with the quick TP and the quick pivot. Liquid are on the run. They're out of there. That could be a plant, and I think it's going to be an uncontested one. I'm looking at Narrate. Still a lot of kit to be brought in. Normally good for his. You're looking at Shin to find some value. Martin, but Shin still split from the pack.
He knows about Enzo. Enzo was in showers. Enzo went all the way through caves. He's doing the safe play. Here comes that rotation from Shin.
That's in, but you can see where Mystic and Nats currently reside. They've completely evacuated the site. Smoke going to be invested.
That Nightfall's going to come in, though, soon for Enzo.
Someone's got to check on this, though. The defuse is going through here. Someone needs to check on this now. The defuse!
No!
What a fumble! KC given another crack at this. Another opportunity. And Liquid just letting it slip through the fingertips there.
These last few rounds from both teams has been so sloppy. It's reminiscent of, we watched another game, the Navi game. It's just so sloppy. Like, it could go either way. You never know who's going to win it all the way until the very last second. You just can't predict. And both teams need to lock it in right now. Liquid to close out on the map 1. KC's map pick.
Okay, so we have Narrate feeling like big man himself gets put down. A 1-for-1 trade-off, so he takes down Mystic, though.
Smokes are gone. Just that Viper utility now for the attackers.
They still have to deal with this 3-play stack here. A feign on the TP off the back of the Omen TP. That's a whole lot of TPs, but it's Martin. Oh my god. Oh my good god. Yampi takes the space. Magnum's gone down and away to the side they go. Shin is out of danger for now. He's trying to hold safely, but this is getting fraught with danger for Carmine Core. Still with the paranoia. An individual. What are we up to?
Not even a flash peek first?
What are we up to? Still had his paranoia, still had his smoke, had so much to maybe depend on. Maybe try and synergize with a teammate, but now down to dude 2. It's Tomasi and Martin. They know about Martin now. And Enzo's waiting with the Odin. This time, surely they're not going to let it slip here, just spamming away. Martin's got one with the trade set. Someone is going to deal with it this time, they do. Making up the mistakes. For a 13-11, we are seeing a new look Liquid. Some big changes coming out, Josh.
And we saw a lot of good changes as well from Liquid. We saw how they're playing a lot more disciplined. That round 2, KC's got to be kicking themselves. 13-11, they lose. That one round made all the difference.
Bigger picture, this is scary times for Carmine Core. You do not want to miss Sunset.
Sit down! Magnum! How does that feel, Magnum? Did you see my brace style, Svara?
place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. Ay, Caballo Grande. Ay, Dolor de Nieve. But in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Stressing right, you need some meditation. Don't let them ruin your vibe. No time for rumination. Let's leave it all behind. Take a flight, aviation. Want you, girl, by my side. Let me show my appreciation. I want you here with me. I miss your body, baby. No, I cannot believe that you're still single, lady. Wishing I could retreat. I want you here with me. Be my lover, be my trophy, be my woman, be my lover, be my trophy, the only one I want. Be my preliminary. Let me caress the way I think it's necessary. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, babe. 7 days, are you ready? I don't need to say you know it, girl, you're extraordinary. I want you here with me. I miss your body, baby. No, I cannot believe that you're still single, lady. Wishing I could retreat. I want you here with me. Be my lover, be my
first map, that was between Team Liquid and KC. I'm now joined by a special guest. Shout out to PM, of course, the former coach of Carmichael. How are you doing here, PM? What do you think about our first map between Liquid and KC?
It was great to match. Always a pleasure to see KC back into the cooking, enjoying the double Recon Initiator meta. And Liquid is a new AGL, and they are winning the map, even though they lost it was like the diffuse.
Yeah. That was crazy, right?
That was crazy, and yet I'm impressed because they still win the map. They could have lost it here.
I want to pick your brains a little bit because this is the first time this stage we've seen two teams not playing Gecko on Bind. It felt like one of the agents as a must pick here. What do you make of this? Do you think this might be a start of something new? Maybe more teams move away from the Gecko?
It's a surprise to me as well because I was thinking the agent would be coming very hard on the meta. And yet we don't see him yet on Bind always. And also Viper is sometimes here, sometimes not. Harbor is back or is coming. Astra is back.
That's the more important one, right?
Yes,
you like the Astra meta?
Yeah, and it's surprising because you have Astra but no Yoru, because often you want to have Astra because you have a Yoru with her. And that's not the case here, it's a race, so it's very creative.
I want to ask you about the next map as well, because it feels like both of these teams have been cooking. Before Shados left us, when he was on the pre-show with us, he said we're going to be very, very surprised by what Liquid could bring out on Sunset. What about you? Do you know any gossip, any juice behind the scenes you can tease us with?
Yeah, I won't tell. Even if I knew, I wouldn't. But something is off. You don't pick Sunset against Carmine Corp, especially if you're not playing Sunset that much so far. So they have something behind them neck. They have something prepared for the match.
But surely KC, they'll be prepared, right? They're a team that like to prep very, very, very heavy. They probably have something too.
Yeah, but they don't have much data to prepare on. They don't know what Liquid is doing. Maybe they know the team comp, but that's it. And that's not even sure. So they are going into the unknown. And they are pretty much known on this map.
And very last question before I let you go. Prediction, who's taking Sunset?
KC.
Oh, of course he's going to say KC. Thank you very much, PM, for joining me. And next, let's take a look at Kiko in the AIM Labs warm-up.
Thank you very much, you two. As Yinsa was saying, yes, we're seeing Kiko right now here in the AIM Labs warm-up. I'm here in Kakuga with Ash, and of course we need to think about the Sunset. We already heard what PM said, but especially looking at what Team Liquid might have been cooking, this is a map that they haven't played a lot, I believe only one time, and it was against Heretics, right? So yeah. Ash, what can we expect? What do you think the Team Liquid might have prepared for this one?
Okay, hear me out. Consider this. Last time we saw them on Sunset, Kiko was the one playing Yoru, right? What if we get the Yumpy Yoru, Kiko back on Raze?
Would you like that?
I would like that. I think it would be a really nice change. It would be the opportunity to double dive and kind of change the pace there. On Sunset would be really cool.
And speaking about double dive, we also know from KC, yes, this is a good map for them, but also between stage 1 and 2, they changed that composition to that double duelist, to that double dive, and that was before the changes were made to Neon and ISO. Also, we have never seen them even play the Neon, right? And when you think about KC and the way that they play, it fits them so well. Do you think that there is a possibility?
I think there is a possibility there. We might even see maybe Neri hopping off that jet and heading over towards that Neon. And okay, now that you're bringing up the Neon, I'm also thinking about, okay, what if that's actually Kiko who slots into that instead of that Raze that I was talking about?
Okay, but we're gonna jump into Agent Select and it's going to happen! Wait, what?
No! Shin on the KO, Martin on Omen. Shin is the staple Omen player here for KC.
Things had changed so much. There was so much to unpack. I'll let you go about KC.
Well, I mean, I think this is just insane. We have not seen Martin flex off of anything other than a duelist within this stage since joining KC. And then you also look at Team Liquid. Kiko's playing the Gecko?
This is outrageous. I am so in love. Also, they pick up the Sage. I mean, there were so many things to unpack, so many things that could go wrong and so well for both of them. The preparation for both has to be very, very specific. And Team Liquid, if they manage to close this 2-0, they could do the funniest thing and make everybody have a chance for playoffs. So let's toss it over to you, casters, Pansy and Steel.
Yeah, maybe they just want to watch the world burn, right? Liquid have the opportunity to do so, but Josh, what do you make of this composition? Because it stands out to me as a little bit bizarre for both teams to an extent, but more that Carmine Core kind of adjusting roles, but even just the composition itself for Liquid.
Yeah, we've seen the Sage being picked out, but the lack of duelists is what makes this a little bit interesting. They also, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that dynamic between that Gecko and that Sage getting the wall plant for the Wingman, narrate on the Neon. Typically, Martin is the duelist for this team, and then if they're running a double duelist, it would be narrate that kind of flexes onto that role. Martin, usually the duelist, he's on smokes.
Oh, this could all be a bit weird today, couldn't it? Well, let's see. I mean, I'm excited for narrate on Neon. Just in itself is quite a fun prospect. The guy is mechanically wondrous to watch, but...
And I mean, he's got that line, he's gonna have that line a lot this game. But we saw last map as well. He's trying to take those duels as Fade. Maybe this is going to work into his playstyle a little bit better.
Actually could. It could complement him well. Tomasi and Magnum will be the one to have to deal with the wave of Liquid flooding the site. Plants in. And Nats putting himself kind of on the other side of Pillar. This is it's a rotten Pillar to try and deal with as well. The wall going up there from Enzo. No real way through yet.
Needs to break another block too.
Yep, can't make it in here. Kiko still playing on the side of the next wall as well. Narate's going to take down Nats. That's the first step in. Enzo going to take his place and does some serious damage there. Martin and Narate both going to fall to him, leaving Shin and Tomasi in a 2v3. Tricky when they're all playing together. How are you meant to get him away from this? Yampi's already going to take down Tomasi, and it's just Shin on 10 HP. This whole composition is a bit weird and wonderful, but it worked.
A lot of teams on defense are going to play B with those kill trips or info trips and play off the site. They play from Market, they play from Boba. You know, they're not really trying to contest too often. If they do contest, it's for a few spam kills. So what we're going to see here with that Sage wall, we saw it on pistol round. It comes up straight into that Market spot, blocks that off. Wingman goes to plant. They have 5 guns out. They're blocking off one of the kill lanes.
Oh, get it. Let's see. Enzo, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on the young guy as well, especially if he's off the IGL duties. People are going to start putting a question mark by his name. Can he deliver up to caliber? Let's see what he can do here. Yeah, Nats farming. That's now Magnum gone down, and that knife should have gotten them scrambling.
Tinfoil hat moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, God. You're smiling. It just scares me. Yeah, go on then. Pitch it to me.
It's actually Doom Bros coaching Liquid now. And nobody knows.
Wait. I mean, there might be something to... Oh! Can we get a check on that, perhaps? Just see what is happening. Yeah, Doombros did tweet out like this picture of like, oh, I've gone out and touched some grass. He's like hiking, yeah, like the story. He's just told his brother to go take a hike, but yeah, clean stuff, 5 alive here. What is Shin meant to do? Good luck. Why do I like this comp from Liquid? I thought I'd hate it, but kind of seeing it in action already, I'm not against it.
I think the reason why it might work is it kind of breaks the meta, the mold of how teams are playing this map. They have Neons out there. The Sage walling off and slowing kind of disrupts that. The Sage walling off some of these locations that you can plant, you can stabilize, it disrupts the retakes a little bit. Using that wall on those B-side executions that are normally not played that strong, it allows you to get that plant and get into those safe post-plant positions. So seeing it coming out, it makes sense on paper.
Yeah,
it's all about the execution.
It is the first 2 rounds. Yeah,
yes.
So it's early enough.
Don't get too excited.
No. Because it could all go awfully, and then it just looks a bit dreary, doesn't it? But there's something to be said about seeing Enzo playing well here, having a good start, confidence builder after a relatively quiet first map. Let's see how this looks in the bonus. Now, it's going to be quite a healthy bonus. Oh, God, Nats on the drive-by? Just Magnum's gone. Tomasi with a quick hit himself. Finds Enzo this time, but the wall's still in play. How much more can Tomasi do? This post-plant, very unorthodox. 2 still on the side, playing off that kind of wall as well. And Tomasi's just being melted. And Narate trying to address the back line here.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't, but he does now. Still a bonus, keep in mind, and it's now a 3v3. Mystic trying to toy with him. But Narate's not one to be messed with. Oh, but he's been swung on. Perfect timing. Kiko seeing him. It's the bonus as well. I've got to say, Liquid have been back cooking up some ideas here. This looks like a brand new team.
This is going to be really difficult to stop Liquid in their tracks. Right now, they're not only playing well in terms of strategy, they have some good tactics coming out in terms of the set plays. We saw it on the pistol round, on Bind, for example. We've seen it here on several rounds already. So it's not just that. It's not just the cohesion. It's not just the discipline. They're also catching momentum. Individually, they're warming up as well. This is a Team Liquid that we haven't got to see in a very long time. And KC, this is one of those series that they need to be able to win. It's so important for them to get their grounding again, and if they let this one slip by, there's a very big question mark surrounding where they're at and what the future of KC is.
No, I think that bigger picture talk we'll have at the half. We'll kind of tuck into it there, because then it does become that, okay, well, if Liquid are now on the way up, they've gone from that kind of mid-table, if not a little lower, considering how their performance was. Now they're trending upwards. Well, you've got to be up to par, Casey. I mean...
Yeah, it is a sample size thing. Like, we don't want to put too much stock into Liquid and be like, oh, hey, they're so back.
No.
The reason why we're kind of pumping this up is because it's not a version of them that we've seen in a long time.
No. And it's a very different look.
And it's compounded by the fact that KC has looked good and they need to do better.
Exactly that. You're absolutely right. Wait to be the voice of reason, which is terrifying that it's you and not me. But it's enough. Let's put it this way. It's been enough of a wake-up call that even Eng agrees, and he pumped the brakes for round 3. That was enough. He's seen enough. He went, right, the game plan that we initially had coming in with, we need to instantly correct this. I want to get back into control here, because whatever he's seen, it wasn't what they expected, so they have to quickly come up with a new idea. Now, what I like seeing, though, is that Fishhole is out for Kiko. That's already ready to go. On the other side, we've got Stingers and Sheriffs. Now, Liquid look plenty deadly with them on Bind, so maybe we get to see KC show us a little something with it here. A lot of attention towards middle as well, so Yampi's got to be very cautious.
They're going to go for a market split? This might be really risky for KC's in perfect positions to disrupt this.
And it's Narrate who's getting played in bit by bit here. Do they still check on this? Do they still clear this with the diligence they need to? They do. Enzo, heads up. Brilliant. Liquid playing this well. There's still threats. There's still potential danger, but Enzo is cleaning house. Mystic, caught like a fly in the trap, has to just run away. He's done enough. He's I'm off ski. This should be his, and it is Liquid 4 alive. Tick in the box. Enzo, ult's there. Kiko, ult's there. Clean work, Josh.
I wonder if that peek by Tamazi and Market made Team Liquid think, hey, something is weird, and we need to check these corners at the bottom of the middle. Why is this guy peeking out like this? So just freely. There's no way.
There's no problem.
There's got to be something sneaking around the corner, waiting to try to do a trap on us. So good awareness by Team Liquid there.
You know where I put it, bro? Right on the head.
Just the vibe merchant right now. Oh, nuts.
It's falling apart.
I'm worried for KC. Genuinely, when we talk about kind of younger teams that do really well for like a smaller amount of time, like a good start to a season, a good offline event, you talk about longevity and their ability to, if it does go down, which it eventually will, no one ever stays at the top forever, it's just how it goes. How well do they rebuild? How do they deal with the new challenges? How do they deal with when they're down in a series and they're not hitting as well as they used to, and they don't have the perfect solutions? We're going to have to put those questions towards KC a little bit here. This is going to become one of those where we see, do they have that grit in them, that determination that when things aren't going so right, they can still find some value. For now, it's been a pause out from Liquid, just taking some map control and just waiting.
What do they do with this info? They got the knife off, realize nobody's home. And they're split around the map. I think one of KC's biggest troubles in the last few series has been their mid-round adaptations, their kind of how they move around the map. But this map's been all about Team Liquid and that B site, and here comes another go at it.
But it's a little bit later this time. They've been held down to about 20 seconds. Oh my god, Enzo completely blind. Can they stop Wingman? Yes, they can. That's big, actually, to Massey. That's huge impact. That's going to stop the plan. They have to put bodies behind it now. 13 seconds. It gets far more dangerous. It's a quick adjustment. Next chunk of the wall going to be tested. Someone try and save him on this one. Another go at the plan here. 5 seconds now. Shen trying to get towards side. He can't do it, Enzo. being the bodyguard they needed in the end, but it got a little dangerous, realizing, hey, we can shoot the wall and stop the plant, but still.
Wall up, get that plant off, and I think KC needs to figure out a way to block it, but Team Liquid, their openings are so dynamic that they keep changing it up, and it's hard for KC to just full buy into stopping B. But here they are, they're trying to get right in the faces of Team Liquid this round. Suppressed.
And I quite like the idea of kind of, I don't want to say doubling down on aggression, but leaning into aggression, being disruptive as best they can, right? It sounds easy to say, but you got to try and pull it off. You're trying to get into Liquid's faces here. Don't let them execute on you every single time like this. And now I actually quite like what we're seeing. This is done really well. They've broken some of the approach here from Liquid. Nats has fallen, that's a weapon picked up. So now they need to kind of re-explore the map, kind of clear what they've got through here, but it's tricky, it's difficult. Enzo's got multiple targets around this corner. And the Paranoia, I think, may catch one, but not the second. Magnum, okay, they've been cleared. The better weapon just kind of kicking into gear here, but I was hoping that we see a bit more of that, maybe in the gun rounds as well.
4-1, Narrate, just a stinger now. Great positioning to deal with this. Needs to get a good lineup here, though.
Good luck. That's the start you'd want. Narrate gets him the perfect lineup, gets the upgrade. You get back to work here. What are you up to, Narrate? I mean, that's a long old way to go, but you are on Neon.
Does he expect them to be in spawn going for that flank? But yeah,
It'd have to be an ace.
it's going to come down to the wire. I don't think it's possible. Kiko also has Thrash available. As soon as that spike gets tapped, it's all over for Narrate.
It's just the time. I think he's just felt it in that second there. It's just gone. If it, maybe a couple more seconds on either side, it could have worked out potentially, but... Oh, man.
No, okay. Imagine they peek back and he just taps them both out.
I saw it. And he's such a good player. And this is the heartbreaking thing for me watching KC is that when you got to see them at their upswing, at that high potential, they're an unbelievable squad of players. I think everyone was harping on about Narrate, and rightly so. He was a fantastic new addition, a great new rookie coming in. Didn't get to see the full show of it here, but it could have been something. But they got to get on the board. I can't stress it enough here. A couple of ults, none that are massively influential. Maybe Shins.
Yampi's could be really big because you combo that, it turns off all the Cypher trips. Cypher is already positioning Tamazi. He's going to A, but his trips are B. They are reading this. That KO ulti might come in for the attackers. They go into that B play, but they'll have the trips that they can play off of. Suppress that's the defenders just prematurely popping that. They expected that hit to come in on that timing. Now, Team Liquid just waits it out, and then they,
so much time.
They can go in right after.
Yeah, still well above a minute.
Drone sees nothing.
It didn't even catch. I think that was Nats just around the corner. No?
Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah, okay. Thrash ready if they want it. They're just waiting.
Is it gonna be a market split, though? That Yampi is...
Looks like a 3-2, right?
Oh, and fake out main to bait out to make them look away.
Yeah, but Narrate's still holding this. Yep. Hold on. It's on. Oh, and Martine, the timing for him to check. Perfect 1-2 combo. Carmine Core still in control. They got this round, surely. Kiko and Nats gonna have to try and somehow make their way through the absolute, I don't know, mess of a site. Look at the state of it. Spike's been denied on the first attempt with Wingman. Magnum has no
30
idea.
seconds left.
Now he does. Kiko's gone. Nats, you're good. You're not that good. That's 5 alive, and Andalusia flawless, and something that KC desperately needed.
I wonder if that was a little bit of an overcooking by Team Liquid there. They had everything they needed. Yep. They even got, they dodged that drone reclear into B main. They got that KO ulti out early. Everything was going in their favor. Had they just kept it simple, use that KO ultimate of their own on the attack side, turn off all the abilities for the defenders, gone to that site, that normal plant as always. Yeah. They tried to get a little crazy. Do that little fake, and it didn't pay off. But they could still do it here, maybe?
Yeah, there's still time for them to figure it out, and they still obviously have Yampi's ult to bank on. And I actually like what we're seeing on the other side of the map. Already starting to see them taking a bit of a glance, taking a little bit of that pressure over towards B main, starting to explore that. You kind of had, I think it was Narrate kind of working with, Magnum. Already had a clear towards that. That should free up the rotation. You can see him instantly moving. Narrate can pick up the pace, and they can prop up, they can push Magnum a little bit deeper. He doesn't have to go too far at this point. He can kind of hold a lot of territory here. They've been able to cheat an additional body already towards that A site, maybe even two. So we're seeing Shin come over. The timing here, though, a little awkward for Martini. Would like to maybe get another smoke down. And they're on the site here. Yampi going to take down Tomasi, and Narrate's being caught. Down to 26 HP, but isolated from each other. It's not perfectly executed. Shin's still able to do some damage. He wants to back away, though. Doesn't want to outstay too long here. Now, Magnum was on that flank earlier on. And wait, is Shin...
That's a spike.
Shin's caught on this, though.
Yampi.
He's heard him. Oh, Yampi, you're a brave boy. But he had faith in the rest there. That could have been a little scary if he lost the spike, but it was fine in the end. Keeping one much further back. And an instant correction, right? We're back up to 7 now for Liquid. Back onto business. And I kind of like what Casey did there. If you're looking at the round, you know, from not necessarily to the end, but the start, they got the information early on towards B main, took the control, pushed up Magnum, quick rotations, got to cheat the player over there, still couldn't handle the hit.
And that was like a perfect call from Team Liquid. That was the round that Casey tried to get in front of that B main hit, and as soon as they do it, Team Liquid has called, let's do an early contact up A through our orb and go straight into the hit with the KO ultimate and completely caught Casey off guard.
All right, I like aggression. Like seeing it with Narrate especially, but now they know what's on the other side here. And Nats fights forward. Martine this time saving Magnum there. And Martine with some very critical kills. They've got to be careful. Team Liquid just pausing. Just trying to get the tempo, trying to get a little bit of an idea of what the hell is going on around the map. The one way still going to be filtered in. Dangerous position now for Martine, but he's fine with it. He feels comfortable enough. That smoke, though, he has to somewhat respect, fall a little bit further away.
You know, I've seen Nats go down first man and Liquid win. I don't even know how many, I can't even count that high. 4 versus 5 rounds that they've converted. It's not over until it's over. Nats just gets to sit here and tell them exactly what to do.
Yeah, the puppet master just pulling the strings. But does he read it right? The man has the perfect internal clock of this game sometimes. He just understands it. But now you're looking at, look who's in that smoke. 3 players, they got to keep eyes on it. Flash and say hello. It's going to be traded for Liquid. Come out on top of that. Oh, and they bully down Tomasi. The floodgates are open towards B. Martine, he's not there quick enough to catch him in the heels. He'd have to give away the game if he goes through market. Where does he want to go with this? Plant's going to be in. Yampi and Enzo in the post plant now.
He broke that door, he gave away his position. And you can see Yampi instantly, he's cleared out B main flank. They know he has to go through market, and Enzo has the cross from Boba.
He can just play this, you know, quite safely. Doesn't have to take too many risks here. Oh, the timing. I'm a little worried about this from Enzo. Feel like he's a little off a beat here almost, but there's been no threat to the spike just yet. But here's that smoke timing. Yeah, Enzo got it in the end. Just about came back around with the smoke out in hand. Just after being placed, 8-1. What's your solution to this then, in your mind, right? Like we've now seen quite a few sample rounds from Liquid with how they're approaching this. What would you be wanting to try? What would you be throwing into the mix?
So Liquid's doing a really good job of sticking together and executing plans together. And this is not what we've seen from Liquid before.
Yeah.
If KC wants to do something, I think they need to get in front of what Team Liquid's doing. But they need to let Team Liquid do something. Right there, we saw them force the issue. They had that 5v4. They had the man advantage. They tried pushing through a smoke together. I think they need to let Liquid do the next play before they go for something crazy.
Okay. Now Nats. Back to Puppet Master position.
Right here, Casey has that advantage again. They're on eco, 5 versus 4. Now let Liquid show their cards. Make them make the next play. That's what Casey has been missing and Liquid's been capitalizing on. Nats, first down again. 4 versus 5 situation. We've seen Liquid in the situation, like we're getting up to double digits soon about how many times we've seen them, not only in this position with Nats down first, but about converting those rounds in those 4 versus 5s and somehow winning it.
So I want to see what they do. They've shown presence at close to A. They've smoked off middle, so they're kind of creating question marks around the map. They've created one over towards A lobby. Middle's not easy to be understood. Broken down the door. So a couple of different pieces here.
This is scary at B main. This is
all in.
Just barely slunk in, but if he doesn't get at least 2, this is not good enough. So risky.
Look at the rest of KC. 4 of them are shouldering that A side of the map.
30
seconds.
seconds.
Oh, okay, that's a trade, but that's like open now.
And that plant
Look at
res.
the luck. as well. Oh, Narrate, great positioning. Yampi, I think, actually purposely got caught by the knife coming out from the other side. There's the res, though, so Kiko's back up. This should be the plant now. 13 seconds, it shouldn't be an issue, but I don't know how they hold this down. A tricky post plant here. But again, Shin does only have a Sheriff, Tomasi only a Frenzy, so it does become possible. Now the timing on the Paranoia, almost countering the underhand flash from Shin. They still need to get past that wall, navigate their way towards the site. A lot more to be done here. KC trying to close down on him. Make the map feel small. Kiko greets Narrate. Is he ready for the fall? Yes, he is! He leans into it! And now Tomasi can do nothing but sit back. Liquid keeping everything in a line, everything in hand.
Just every round, we're just seeing it. It's the same formula. Every round, Team Liquid. Nats goes down early. He sits back, pulls all the strings. Liquid go into the site, and KC does one action that kind of unfolds everything for their team. Right here, it's Magnum. He gets into B main. One kill's not good enough. He needs to get multiple. But you have a team stacked on A site. If the enemy goes A, you win. Your job at B is just to live, not to go and try to be a hero.
You're right. Shout out to EVS for throwing in the Yampi getting tagged by the knife on purpose. Love you guys. And I mean, Liquid, it feels like they could do no wrong. Already gonna hear that thrash coming out. That's gonna be put in towards middle, and actually they got to scatter a little bit here. Khan instantly filter forward, but Nats has just snuck up middle, right up the guts. 2 bodies dropped. Oh, he's made it a third as well. Just ripping apart KC bit by bit. This man at the helm of this team could be doing truly incredible things. It terrifies me if he's still playing this well. Revitalizing this Liquid roster. Yampi, ooh, sharp from Magnum.
Revealing area.
The round looks done. Round looked done when Nats got up middle.
This is just, Team Liquid is one step ahead. They know exactly when KC is going to make adjustments, where those adjustments are going to happen, and then they perfectly exploit that change up. Magnum trying to save onto this Vandal. There's going to be one more round to play with after this, and he needs that. If he dies here, no rifles. Oh, and the timing. Martin just moves his crosshair right as his teammate falls, and he's going to go down as well. 10-1 lead for Team Liquid on Sunset against KC. This sentence has never been said before.
No, it's wild. I hope we get, you know, in the post-plan, or if we get the chance to speak to Liquid. I want to know what they've been doing, genuinely. I know that sounds like such a vague question, but yeah, we saw when Nats came into the IGL role, a little bit of a different look in the first couple of instances of it, but this looks totally different. I mean, we're seeing them activating their play as well. We're seeing the approach to the game looking good. You know,
maybe they had a spiritual experience
awakening
together. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, okay.
Just got around the bonfire, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's working. Whatever they've been doing, it looks like they can do no wrong. Nat's gonna take down Shin. And Tomasi's been finding occasional moments to actually do some damage, which again, he's trying his best, but there's been so many issues here.
That's his one faulty as well.
They found him, okay. I didn't know if Narrate was gonna double check that, he did. So this is the first time we actually see them kind of pre-take the site back, try and deny the plant, but then Kiko. Remember, that man is a duelist as well. Oh, Martin and Magnum trying to make a go of it. And silver lining has been found. 2 rounds is all they're gonna get.
That second round off the scrappiest of scrappy, 5 versus 5 almost, retake, just flooding in both teams, just bleeding out, can't clot the wound. And it's KC to come out on top for, I guess, the second time in this game. And Team Liquid's been winning all those situations, all the scrappy fights all the way through, but we're going into the second half. I mean, to say that this pistol round is a must-win is an understatement. This is just disastrous, and they haven't found any footing in this game, and Team Liquid's had all the momentum, but not only momentum, they've had really good reads.
Yeah, they have. It's that kind of stars aligning moment where everything just goes on the same page. And this is going to become a fun math problem, basically, for all of those playing along at home of what does this mean, bigger picture, the permutations, that word gets thrown around a lot. Fortunately, I'm too stupid to work it out, so I depend on others to tell me. But the way this is trending, Liquid truly could just, you know, set the world on fire, literally. Burn it all down. Let's see what they do in this one. This has to start now for KC. Can't stress it enough. If they want to make a game of this, if they want to make a go of it, eye up even a third map, potentially. You can't drop this one. Simple as it is. It's all a bit of a ruse here, bit of a fake.
The timing.
That's really nice.
Is this the opening KC needs? They're so split though. They need to be able to get back here in time. If Liquid comes in for that retake through market, it could be.
And you're putting question marks. You haven't heard a plant here. You're already putting question marks. Surely.
Okay, they're clearing close. They're waiting for the rotation before they go for that spike plant. Maybe going for an opening pick, but no, don't tell me.
Nats can just smell something's wrong. Where do they go now? This is so dangerous. There's so many little traps set around the corner. Magnum's going to see it, but he can't stop it. But they do get the players back towards B main at least, so they do have some support.
But the Sage wall is up. If they just completely ignore Magnum and all the flankers, they go in together. They get that wall up. They get the defuse.
Uh-oh. Well, Magnum's down. And now the defuse. Can they make it cleanly to sight? There's still a couple of threats on the way. Tomasi being in market. Gonna see them for the first. Nat's still gonna be slowly creeping closer. The paranoia goes in. Nats wants to try and make that pressure start feeling a little more. But they gotta start taking towards the side here. They're gonna be running low on time.
The wall.
Narrate's taking down Enzo. Wall removed. Tomasi follows up towards Nats. Yampi and Mystic on the clear back through. Tomasi has to keep a grip on this one. Both players are by market here. Oh my god. Wait. No, not like this! Not like this! KC shattered the reload on the pistol. Martin is gonna be gutted with that.
These are the situations where KC really need to be able to convert those types of rounds. They have everything going for them. They have Magnum in the back lines. Team Liquid, afraid to progress onto the site. Can't even go for that retake while these players are alive. Magnum overextends maybe. If he's alive, use pressure. He goes down. Team Liquid start running in. They lose that Sage roll. Doesn't matter. They trade out all the kills out market. Yes! And it's not planned for market.
Oh dear. Thought it all was all over. It might just be now. It's going to be whatever they can buy for KC. Bulldogs, Stingers, odds and ends. Sheriff coming out for Magnum. On the other side, I mean, you've got a Guardian, a Bulldog, a little bit better.
Right.
But 11 rounds is just such a big weight to stare up against, and it's already a mid-walk from KC.
These players, they don't have a Cypher or a Killjoy to really lock down that top middle position. They have to invest their bodies there. Enzo.
Oh, wow, the follow-up as well. He did so well to get the damage on Shin. Now it makes light work for Yampi. Natson thrives. Magnum just gets a catch in the heel. It ain't enough, it's 12. They look decimated here. Team Liquid, brand new lease of life.
The way that Liquid is set up.
Look at them.
Yeah, no, they're happy about it. KC, I'm not sure they...
Nope.
Stone-faced. The way that Team Liquid's set up there, though, they have the perfect pivots. You know, we're watching Yampi. He's positioned perfectly to get over to market and back Enzo up. Everyone's in a position to help each other. KC, they're going to need to split up the map, but they don't have a comp to really split it up.
50 euros, please.
Oh, no.
No. Don't you dare.
That's BM.
Mystic. Okay, careful. Oh, Kiko not clean with it at all. KC with a little bit of an opportunity, an opening. Enzo might stop this before it starts, though. His timing.
He
wants it.
So many rounds. They can take these risks. They can take these chances.
And they have no idea. He's got the perfect timing to do this to him. Yeah, that's it. That could be the first nail in the coffin.
Walls them in there.
Could do. Have fun, boys. He's just kind of prowling back out as well. Spikey is locked in towards that elbow position. It's going nowhere else.
This rotation is going to take a really long time to happen. If they wait for it, which they might be doing, I don't know if Tomasi's going to find that value.
It's a lot of weight on his shoulders, isn't it? Oh, could you tell? Oh, it's capitulated, hasn't it? It's all gone.
And
completely wrong. Wall's there. Tomasi.
Cage 30 seconds left.
Time to face the music. When it's all said and done, Team Liquid here.
And that wrap as well from Enzo to... Man, this is so disrespectful.
Let him have it.
Is he going to go for the knife, though? That's the question. Cleans it up, closes it out.
13-2. This is a brand new look Liquid. Not just one or two players having a good pickup game. Not, oh, Yampy having a, pop off here or there. No, it was a really revitalized look, Josh. From start to end, that looks like a brand new team to me.
It does. I mean, you still have the same skill ceiling. You have all the players that individually have a lot of skill. They can really take matters into their own hands. But now, with a cohesive look, the strategy is there. They have small tactics every round. They can pull something out, whether it's with the ultimates, whether it's just straight up tempo changes, pace changes, exploring the map in certain ways. When Nats goes down, they're still able to close out these 4 versus 5s. They look disciplined. They're fundamentally sound. It is a look we haven't seen from them all season.
And it was those foundations that you were talking about initially when we saw them, talking about the synergy, talking about the discipline, working together as best they can. That's what we saw from Liquid here today. This is a very good look for them. I hope we get to see more of it. Maybe it's Nats in the IGL role, maybe it just being where it is. They got time to pull themselves back through, but today, I mean, the Liquid fans have a whole new bank of hopium to go through looking at this game. But it was a fantastic performance from them, really, really was. And as I said, not just a one-man show, not just someone having a big impact game. No, it was very much changed up. So look forward to seeing what they can bring going forward. But for the flip side of things as well, we have to address it. KC were one of the teams trending towards the top. We kind of often said that. They are one of the better teams out there. They're top 3, top 4. One of the teams we'd send internationally. Today was not a good day for them.
Well, to put it into perspective, everything we're saying right now about Liquid, you would almost think that we're talking about KC that same way, about the discipline, about the strategy, about the tactics, about all these things. That's how we normally talk about KC.
Yes.
And the version of KC that we've seen, especially today, but also just the rest of this split, has just been so much of a letdown, I guess. Everyone had so much higher expectations from them, and right now we're seeing Liquid kind of rising up to the expectations that everyone thought about them for a really long time. We're seeing that come to fruition. But KC, something has another long talk. I mean, not the first team this week that's going to go home and have to have a long, serious discussion about what is going on.
Yeah, that conversation will have to happen, and one that we can't wait to happen is on the post plant, where Yinzu and Kikuka will be joined by Kiko and Yampy. And I know the Yampy fans around the world will be elated with this news. So let's waste no more time. We'll hand it over to them and wait for our guests.
Thank you very much, Pansy. And by the Yampy fans, you mean just Sliggy, right? Just the Sligster's going to be very happy to see him here. But that is right, Kikuka. We're going to be joined by Yampy and Kiko in just a moment. And I want to just bring up Lauren's question one more time. What have they been doing? They look insane.
I think especially that last map, we've been focusing a lot on Nats IGLing. He took part in 10 of the opening duels, and this let us know that not only this is working, he's feeling himself with the way that we were seeing him just pushing through mid, playing on the Viper. It's probably one of the only teams that is still betting on the Viper. On Bind we can understand, but on a map like Sunset, to play it without a duelist and to make it seem so, effortless.
Yeah, we have Kiko and Yampy here as well. Come and join us, you guys. Come and join us and take a seat. What were we even talking about? My mind is just oh, wow. Okay, so do you wanna come here, Bear, as well? Like, how are we doing this? Like, we need to match that freak. Yeah,
production, give me a yes and I will.
First of all, most important question: where has the bark gone? Yeah, we miss it.
Bark?
Yeah, we haven't
heard
any barking.
It was before the map.
Before the
map. We need to get it on camera.
No, but I was yelling when I got the pistol round. No, that's e-car round, sorry.
Yeah,
didn't I bark? Maybe I didn't.
Why no barks anymore? Are we meowing now? Is that the thing?
No.
Oh.
It's coming. We need to save it.
Okay, I look forward to it. But let's just bring up the comp that you played on Sunset right off the bat. And Kiko, you have played every duelist at this point, right? Is there a duelist you haven't played yet?
Neon. I think Neon.
Oh, okay, just Neon.
Neon and Phoenix, actually.
There we go. But other than that, you've pretty much just played the duelist agents. I know we got the Chamber as well. So I think when you locked in the Gecko, we were all insanely surprised. So tell us why the Gecko. Was this your choice? How did this all come about?
Yes, I wanted to play Gecko because it looked pretty fun and looked pretty easy. We saw the comp being played by Paper X and Apex, and we decided to play the comp, and Gecko is like the pseudo duelist in that comp, going in first. So we thought it made sense that I would play the Gecko, and yeah, it was pretty fun.
I want to know about your like spike plant routine, because you know we talk about the aim routines. Because before today, in this stage, you planted the spike 3 times with Liquid. And do you want to guess how many times you planted the spike the whole year?
Once.
No clue.
Once.
He just said
three this stage. Yeah,
Oh.
it's 9 this entire year. And
Makes
I think
sense.
you've had pretty much like close to 9 today alone. So you know, how you been getting used to that? Is that fun?
No, it's not fun. I have to, you know, I'm throwing the spike and everything, and I kind of was pretty bad at the beginning. I was like left-clicking the Gecko wingman because I didn't realize, you know, and then sometimes like when I'm panicking, I left-click it by accident. But you know, I'm getting used to it, so it's pretty fun.
To be as well. And talking about versatility, Yampi, is there an agent that we're never going to see you play? Better speak now or forever hold your peace.
No, I mean, I'm up to anything, you know. I feel the gaps what the team needs, so yeah, just it takes a time, of course, when you put a new agent, so it cannot be perfect first, but with practice, yeah, it's my job.
With you being so flexible as well, and with the change of the IGL, do you think that, you know, there's been a challenge for you, or do you think that it's mostly the same, you're still doing the same thing?
It's mostly the same still. Yeah, I try to get more involved when Nats is dead or something, so maybe that's changed, but...
I'm just so happy that we finally have you here because you got the
Yeah, it's been 3 months, you know, trust me, I was thinking of this, have I even been once here this year?
Don't
Trust
worry.
me, I was thinking of this like...
When you play the Yoru, I was like, we're getting Yumpy, but then like we only get the, oh no, that sounds really toxic when I say it, but you know why. But you got the Yoru, it was like so long, so are you happy? How did that go?
Yeah, it went so well that we don't play it anymore.
No, that can't be why. That can't be why.
Yeah, it was fun, the one game, trust me. It was definitely fun. I don't think I played bad on it. It was just, maybe it was exactly one time thing, so.
I feel
yeah,
like...
he's the Euro player.
Yeah? Is that what's going to happen now?
Not sure if I like Yuri. I'm not having fun on the Yuri in officials, so I don't know.
I think what we're more surprised about is on that Ascent. I think it was Ascent, right? No, it wasn't Ascent. I trolled.
No, that was.
It was when you played the ISO. It was the Ascent.
It was Ascent.
And you played Jet, and I think we were maybe expecting it the other way around. So was there a reason why that you kind of moved off the Jet and Yumpy went on it?
Just because of AWP.
Yeah.
He's a good rifler, so that was mainly the reason. We played it only one time, and it was mostly just about AWP, because he doesn't like... I mean, he plays AWP, but he doesn't like it that much, and he's a better rifler than me, so...
Okay, I'm glad you explained that, because we thought maybe Kiko would, like... I just didn't think that you would swap off of it. But is there a world where maybe we see you on the ice? Does that exist?
I don't know.
Does that world exist?
I'm up to it, of course. I don't know, but he's better at the ISO, just because it's such an individual agent, and I think he's
you know, we've seen a lot of changes in compositions and everything, especially for this week, knowing that you were going up against Casey, who have also been changing a lot of things. Did you guys expect what you saw today on the server, on both of the maps, because they changed the compositions as well, or do you only focus on what you wanted to do?
I mean, I think that with that comp, we played a lot of the standard comps and the like that Neon comp is the Heretics comp, and we played that a lot in practice, so we're pretty used to it. But our comp is pretty unique, so it's like it's they have to adapt to us, and we kind of know their playstyle. So.
And the Astra, though, I'm so happy. I don't know what's happened today. I don't know if you watched the game before you guys, but NAVI played Astra as well. Is there something going on that we should know about? Is the Astra meta making a comeback?
I mean, Mystic was just telling that he wants to play the Astra, so we give it to him.
Oh, there was no rhyme or reason?
No discussion. If he wants it, he takes the Astra, so...
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Do you guys like it? You think that's something that you're going to keep
Astra
on
or
doing?
Mystic?
Do you know what? Both. Let's start with Mystic.
Yeah, sometimes. No, I mean, Mystic is unbelievable. You know, today he was hyping us up the whole game, so it's unbelievable. And his Astra is, good. He plays the smoke agent, so...
What about you? You like the Astra?
Yeah, I mean, it was fun.
We like the Astra.
Yeah, we love
the Astra.
I mean, it's pretty good, and we have a lot of things around it, so yeah.
Oh, okay. I like it. One thing that I'm really sad about is that Haven was obviously floated. We didn't get to see it. You don't have to...
the Yoru was, the Yoru was going to bring it in on that map, unfortunately.
I was going to say Killjoy, maybe. We run it back.
Killjoy.
Yeah, we run it back.
What a beautiful time.
Kiko is looking at me smiling. Was that ever a possibility?
I
Did I just nail it? Did I hit the nail on the head that we were going to get Yonki KJ?
Nothing can be said right now. So.
I mean, next week, you know, they have a very important match. So I think that they want to keep everything to themselves, right?
Yeah. No, with Fnatic, if you're listening, you know, we're going to play double duelist every map and yeah, coming straight at you. So.
They just came out after a sunset with no duelists, but they're going to be double duelists on every map.
How do you feel about that? You know, you two going up against Durka and Alpha, you know, you can, you know, get them on the server?
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, revenge. You know, last time it was pretty close, except the last map wasn't. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I mean, I like playing against them. It's my favorite team to play against. Even though I think they are beating me almost 2 times more than I have beaten them, but still I enjoy it.
Beat them in a
always.
final. That's
Yeah,
what
but still,
matters.
it's-
What's so fun about playing against them? What do you like about it when it comes to playing against them?
I think just the history between the orgs and also for me the players. You know, when I joined Valorant, I played against Derga and Boaster ever since. So it's like, and also between the orgs, you know, Fnatic and Liquid are 2 big orgs. So I think just the history of orgs and also the players. So.
You love a good storyline,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
It's for the
Like
story.
I like emotions and I like storylines. So it's good.
And what about you, Kiko? I guess maybe for different reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the same history as Yampi with the, you know, with all the players and everything. Kind of new, but you know, it's gonna be fun to play.
Who's your favorite team to play against?
My favorite team to play against.
You can name someone in scrims as well.
I don't know.
Give him a shout out.
Please say
Who's your biggest nightmare on scrims?
Biggest nightmare in scrims? I think Giant X.
Everyone says that though. A lot of teams say that.
And then they get to official.
Yeah.
As a Portuguese team, I don't know.
Oh,
remember. So
yeah, so it's his.
Yes, you were there. You know about Saul.
Yeah. No, I have nightmares of the Ascension Gentlemates, Saw all the chants, and then just Apex, just like going on.
You said that Apex were playing that comp that you guys kind of took. How closely have you been keeping up with Apex? You still kind of, you know, think of that time fondly, and you want them to maybe do well again this time around?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to do great in Ascension. I think that they're looking really strong, and I hope that they make it because we kind of messed up last year. So.
Oh no! Don't say that.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Since you guys haven't been here in a hot minute, we have a question from the one and only Charles Neddington. But before, during this question, I want you guys obviously think about your answer, but also think about a question you might want to ask for the people that are going to be here tomorrow. So let's take a look at what CNED wanted to ask you guys.
Who you want to face it in playoffs most?
Oh. All right, who do you want to face the most in playoffs?
what do you think?
I was waiting for you to answer.
Oh, you say first.
Well, only 3 teams have locked, so it's
Okay.
Foot, Fnatic, and Heretics have locked so far. But the last 3 spots, as you guys know, it could honestly go to anyone at this point.
I would say for me, Heretics. I want to see Rians again. I want to get revenge for last time because they completely destroyed us last time. So yeah, I think it would be nice to face them.
Damn, you just like big Don Daddy that answer. I did not expect anybody to say Heretics. Yeah.
I mean, I want to play them. I mean, I want to beat them from last time because they just, yeah.
I respect that. I respect that a lot.
For me, I mean, somebody who we lost, maybe Vitality, we lost to them just a few weeks ago, so maybe them.
Just all about revenge.
Yeah, but we also, you know, we need to think about if you can both make
Yeah,
it. Like the scenarios are so complicated, especially now that you won.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's the chances.
I'm glad you said that. I'm going to give you a little bit more time to think about that question. Let's take a look at the standings first, because as Kukuka said, things are complicated, man. Like, I know you're at the moment on the right-hand side, but we got Vitality on 4, KC on 4, BB on 4, you're on 4, Navi's on 4. By the way, GX and Koi can still make it because they can still get to 4.
It's the number.
And yeah, some teams need to get to 5 and so on and so
my
forth.
God, so it's full gamble next week.
Yeah,
no,
tomorrow.
You only need to focus. Yeah, tomorrow things can happen. You know, because well, if mates looks well, but we will talk about it. It's more complicated.
Navy,
Navi
and
more complicated when you
fucking
think about how the
KC winning
tiebreakers
today.
work and everything.
And
But
they
your
both
number one
fucking
challenge
suck,
has
man.
to be Fnatic next week, of course.
Yeah, of course. I'm up to challenges.
Kiko?
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to. No, I mean, I can't. I mean, yeah, I mean, I just want to get revenge. Of
Are
course,
you
last time.
surprised that the region is looking like this, that there is, you know, the three teams that we have currently at the top, and then everybody else just kind of like in the middle. What has been like the biggest surprise?
I mean, if you do start of the season, of course, but even like last split, you know, everybody went 3-3-3-3-3 in our group, so it's like basically if again everybody goes 2-2, so then we are again like 5-5-5-5. So yeah, it's pretty tight right now, you know. Example, I think KC won versus BBL, and then we lost last week the BBL, and now we won KC. So it's like
Pokemon types.
Yeah, it's literally like yeah, it's close right now. That's good.
I mean, you were the ones that pulled off the miracle run, so I feel like you've had that, you know, behind you already. You know how to make playoffs. Even when I think it was harder last split, right?
Yeah.
We needed some. We needed foot to win BBL 2-0. That was the only thing. So.
I think we had like a checklist. Every single scenario that you needed to happen in the last 3 days of the split, every single one of them happened.
Yeah.
But once again, you guys you're still in a good spot. You know, you win next week, and maybe we don't have to think about all these crazy permutations. Are you ready to ask a question though? Because we will invite the winners of tomorrow's last
Team
game,
Heretics Mates, I
which
believe.
is Heretics Mates, and whoever wins will be here, sitting here. So you guys feel free to ask any question, anything.
No, you ask because it's Heretics and General Mate. So you said Heretics, you know, Rien's your Rock's teammate and General Mate, so you can.
And why General Mates?
Because they are a French team, right?
Oh no, poor Kiko.
What's the question?
Any question. Doesn't have to be Valorant related.
What do they think about Sam Ryanhardt's 8-year contract?
What?
If it makes you feel better, Boaster asked, who do you think has the biggest butt in VCT?
Okay.
Yeah. So
you cannot repeat the question. I'm sorry.
I also don't think you can. Anything you ask is going to be worse than that one. So.
I don't know what the question is.
What? You don't know?
No, I don't
just
know
ask
any question.
something.
Well, Yumpy, if you have a question, feel free to step in.
Exactly.
What's something good?
Oh, I have a question.
No. You ask. There's something else.
Yumpy,
Like,
this is a great time for you to promote Finnish culture. You know, the chocolate.
yeah, Finnish culture.
Yes.
What's one thing you know about Finland?
That's a fantastic question. I love it.
So.
Finland has the best chocolate. And Sniper.
Yeah,
what
Clash
else
of
did
Clans.
you? Yeah,
Super
Clash of
Sauna.
Clans.
Yeah.
He's also
Sauna.
mentioned that many times.
Alexander Barkov.
Yeah, I've heard all of this before. I feel like I was indoctrinated. Do you agree with him now? Now you just think Finland's the greatest country?
Yeah,
in the world?
I mean, I'm roommates with him, so I hear it every day, 24 hours a day, non-stop, constantly.
Yeah, we wake up to the Finnish anthem together, you know.
Yeah, that's on the speaker. That's the alarm.
Yeah, that's the alarm.
Oh, I feel like we need to change our walkout song or something and just blast the. I don't even know. I think I know the Finnish.
I think that you can try and come out with a speaker. Maybe Compups stop you, but you know, you can try. Ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Just come out with a speaker and the.
I'm down. All right. Well, thank you very much, you two, for joining us. Great to have you with us. Congratulations again.
It was nice to be back here.
Yeah, you can come here next week as well.
Yeah,
just win.
Hope so.
Yeah.
You're gonna be sick of us. You're gonna be like, why are they always asking me every time
single
I win?
week.
Yeah, it's a promise. If you win
Even
next
though we
week,
have 2
we'll
weeks
get you.
left.
We'll get you. Thank you very much, Kakuka, as well, for joining me. Thank you to you guys at home for sticking with us. We're going to be back for one more day tomorrow of this week, and there's still all to play for. So
I don't think they can come back next week because they are playing against Fnatic as the first game.
BBL versus Team Vitality, and we'll see you then.
But yeah, it's gonna be it for today. Was fun. Navi fucking sucked. NTL sucked too, but fucking Casey sucked more. Like, I don't know. I feel like who wins is not like the good team, it's like the least worst of the two.
He needs to find this kill. He knows this is the one swing. It's a narrow margin, and he's got it. Holy guacamole. And now the 1 versus 1. He's just going to try it. Defuse it. And across the line from Shao.
And maybe it's because it's probably because of the fucking new patch and shit, and people are trying shit out, and we need to have the meta settled, but still, like, Anyways, it's gonna be it for today. I'll see you tomorrow for the games. Which are BBL Vitality and Heretics Gentleman.
We are seeing a new look Liquid. Some big changes coming out, Josh. Is a brand new look Liquid. Not just one or two players having a good pickup game. Not, oh, Yampy having a, pop off here or there. No, it was a really revitalized look, Josh.
Bye bye.